Hello, welcome back guys. I am of course Statman Dave, and today we're watching Belgium versus France. I am joined by Abdul from AGTV Football. We've got to change that, right?
We've got to change it, it's just too long.
It's too long, man.
We're going to leave it to our subs. We're going to leave it to the creative Statman subs.
So before we dive into any tactical analysis and stat work, we need a name for Abdul's YouTube channel. Because at the moment it's AGTV Football. It's too much of a word-biting thing there. So guys, get into the comments, and the best comment, Abdul, will send you a bunch of Ferrero Rochers.
And I'll send you a fiver.
A fiver as well. That's pretty decent. But anyway, guys, today we are watching Belgium versus France in the World Cup.
Can't wait.
Semi-final, right?
Absolutely can't wait for it, man. Big blow though, Meunier. We've just seen it now.
We've just seen it. Absolutely massive.
I'm absolutely gutted for that, man. I think he's a brilliant player.
We'll go into the team straight away, and of course, StatZone, link for StatZone is in the description below. But for France, of course, the 4-2-3-1 that Didier Deschamps has sort of moved into. Matuidi is back, Tolisso is out. What are you saying, Abdul?
I think I wasn't too optimistic with that French lineup at the start. I thought, you know, a team like Uruguay where they needed to break someone down, I wasn't too happy with seeing Tolisso in there.
Yeah.
But it worked out, to be fair to Deschamps. The only thing is, I'm not too sure if it's all down to Deschamps. Obviously, there's too many class players in that team.
There really is.
You've got literally 2 starting 11s, and even some of the guys have not taken, the likes of Martial, you know, the likes of Lamar that have been taken to the World Cup but aren't playing enough there. There's just so much quality in that side, and I think someone like Zidane can come in and really take them to that next level, you know, with that winning mentality that he installed at Madrid. I'm not the biggest Deschamps fan. I'm not too happy, obviously, with seeing the way Pogba's really utilised. I think he's too deep sometimes. Yeah. But it's amazing seeing the work that Kante does next to him, and you know, maybe that's something Fred can bring for Pogba next season, hopefully.
Maybe, I think so. Yeah, I think the interesting side is it's sort of a lopsided 4-3-3. Mbappe on that right wing, of course. Matuidi really, really good in that game against Argentina. There was 2 counter-attacks, which we'll probably talk about in the next 10 minutes, where Matuidi was really sort of instrumental there. In terms of Belgium, they have reverted back to the back 3. Courtois in goal, Alderweireld, Kompany, Vertonghen, Witsel holding in midfield, Chadli on as a right wing back, Dembele, Fellaini, and then De Bruyne as a left wing back, Lukaku and Hazard. We're not too convinced about that. You mentioned before about Dembele. You think he'll be the guy on the right, Chadli on the left, or is it Dembele on the left?
It was Dembele on the left, because against Panama, if you remember, Dembele came onto the left side and he did an okay job. The thing is, though, I really like Dembele. I think he's a brilliant player. Yeah. I don't think he's got the best, you know, range of passing and so on, but he plays the ball really tightly in midfield. He moves the ball fast. He's that player that you want in midfield, sort of a playmaker from deep. I would like to see him more central, but the options are clearly limited. Carrasco's been out the side, I think, which was actually a good move, because I think Chadli offered more defensively and going forward. I think he was a lot more direct. But Meunier is a big blow. I think they can really expose them. On which, however it plays out, I think Martinez has got to play it right, because if he's playing maybe De Bruyne on that left side, which would be a shock, and then going Hazard, Lukaku as a front 2, sort of a Chelsea style, try and compact the midfield, and Matuidi then won't have a lot of work to do. Try lock off the midfield and not allow Pogba to do as much, and then leave Hazard and Lukaku sort of playing up there. That could work. We're just going to have to wait and see. But
yeah, it's very, very interesting. Obviously, you know, the game against Brazil was a good sort of mark of how this Belgium team was so tactically flexible. Again, Martinez pulling out the sort of old school Everton move where Lukaku was played wide right, very dominant in that position. So maybe we'll see this again. We saw Witsel, we saw Fellaini, we saw Chadli. Maybe Dembele maybe used as a right back. We don't know. This is why Martinez has been really good in this tournament, because he's opened up this whole sort of new thought of the opposition manager. Needs to go, you know, what happens if this happens? You know, if De Bruyne is in the middle.
I was actually saying before the tournament started, I really like the players that Belgium have. Yeah. And you know, there's so many exciting players, so many potential like world-class Ballon d'Or winning players in that side. You look at, you know, your Lukaku, Hazard, De Bruyne, players that, you know, can still hit another level if Hazard moves to Madrid and so on. So I was just waiting to see what Martinez can do, and I was a bit frustrated at seeing De Bruyne playing deep, but it's understandable when you're playing the
weaker teams, right?
You know, obviously Panama and so on. Yeah. It was whether he adapted, and he really did that last week. And bringing Fellaini into midfield and De Bruyne higher up the pitch, almost a false 9, if you noticed last week.
That's what we were banging about, right?
It was almost like Lukaku pushed to the right side, which Martinez did a lot at Everton, which I liked. And he's comfortable with cutting in on that left foot. Obviously, that brilliant cross that he did against Chelsea to Jesse Lingard. He's always looking to do that.
Let's talk about Marouane Fellaini though, man. Marouane Fellaini again.
Fellaini enforcing in the middle.
That's what you want. You know, we've seen him do it for Man United. You know, he's been a bit of a scapegoat in certain parts of Man United. Get into the comments, guys. What do you think about Marouane Fellaini at Man United? Was it right for United to sign him on a new deal? For me, it's probably one of the best plan Bs in world football. But against Brazil, it was his plan A in a way, right?
I'm not Fellaini's biggest fan, as you know. But when... Obviously, if you look at my Avi on Twitter,
guys, keep it family safe in the comments, please, guys. You know, don't be rude. I'll have to give someone a timeout if they continue being rude. I'll have to put you in timeout. That was a little bit rude, guys. But get into the comments. Do you love Marouane Fellaini? Are you happy with the lineups with France and, of course, Belgium? Marouane Fellaini really enforcing and again, like intercepting the ball.
If you utilise him right, you get the best out of him, and that's the frustrating thing. With me, like I just feel like if he's a plan B, get him in the box. You know, sort of playing off a Rashford or someone like that if Lukaku's injured. I think he works really well. We saw that against Celta Vigo in Europa League when we won Europa League that year, and he worked really well, and I was impressed with him. The problem is you can't play with that style week in, week out in the Premier League. It's more suited to the likes of Everton, you know, the likes of West Brom and so on. So you've just got to see how it goes with Fellaini. I think if he's used right by Mourinho, he's still a good asset to have in the side. Nice
stuff. Kyle coming in with the comment saying that he had a bet with me that Marouane Fellaini would complete less than 70 passes. Of course, Marouane Fellaini completing 27 against Brazil. So, Kyle, 400, I am willing to bet you again. Marouane Fellaini is going to complete 37 passes exactly. And if that is not correct, follow me on Twitter.
You might
DM me as well, and then I'll send you a nice chocolate bar of your choice.
You might have to change your picture on Twitter like me.
Yeah, you might have to do that. You see, Abdul...
3 months now. I can't follow anyone professional because they're all following back.
But anyway, guys, if you've not seen the team lineups for today's game, of course, the big semi-final in the World Cup, France versus Belgium. France laying themselves out in a 4-2-3-1. And Belgium, we don't know what this Belgium system's going to be. It appears to be a 3-5-2, but very much could be that 4-3-3 with Kevin De Bruyne as a false 9. In terms of France, they've been good in the tournament. I was really impressed with them against Argentina. That was their sort of coming-of-age performance in this tournament. It happened in the last tournament in the Euros against Iceland, where finally Griezmann started putting it together. But again, a guy I want to sort of talk about, Blaise Matuidi. I'm watching Juve this season has been a little bit boring. Yeah, like, it's one of these things where
I enjoy watching Juve, and it's. I think they've just struggled to fit him in, because I think Matuidi in the central area, having a sort of box-to-box role, he really brings that energy in the middle. We've seen him play on the wings for PSG at times when they're certain tactics like today for France, but for me Matuidi's just not really been used in the right way. When you have Khedira and Matuidi, it just doesn't seem to work. Khedira seems to push up way too high up the pitch. He seems to have that freedom, which is very frustrating watching it when obviously you want to see the best out of the likes of Dybala and Bentancur. For me next season, the fact, obviously we've not even spoken about Ronaldo to Juventus yet, which is just crazy. The fact that they've got Ronaldo in, you just want to see the likes. I think Bentancur will be a big part of Juventus next season. He's absolutely brilliant. He holds the play really well. He's just that big, dominant midfielder. Sort of Matic, what he does for us. And Juventus were linked to Matic a few times in the past few years, so it's understandable they were looking for that dominant midfielder. If him and Matuidi can do the dirty work in the middle, just allow Dybala and Ronaldo to absolutely run riot in that league and maybe even bring the Champions League next season.
That's going to be mad, isn't it? Bentancur and all the guys. Again, you know, we saw the likes of Kylian Mbappe really tear Argentina apart in terms of him completing dribbles. It was an incredible display with the ball at his feet, 7 out of 11. And there was that run, obviously, for the penalty. Marcus Rojo getting, you know, teared open in that sort of situation, 1v1, not protected. He's good when he's protected, but when he's open with someone like Kylian Mbappe, game, set, match. And those 2 goals that Kylian Mbappe scored were just unbelievable goals. And I think that's an interesting side of Kylian Mbappe and his development as a footballer. And in terms of he's still pulling the same moves that he pulled, of course, at Monaco in a way, where, you know, we take that the goal that he scored, the sort of the 3-2 goal, is very much a lovely shift of play, and we've seen him do that a lot at Juventus. You know, taking someone on in that penalty area, going on the outside, then firing across the shot back in. But again, the sort of, you know, the 4th goal of the game was one of the best goals in the tournament for me. Again, a fantastic move from France out the back.
That was brilliant.
France really struggled out the back in the opening games. You know, in the group stages, I thought they were awful on the ball.
There's so much potential with Titi, and I think he just needs a bit of time as every centre back. It's very rare that you get the likes of Varane that from 18 they just straight away right in there. I remember one of his early games was against Barcelona a few years ago when he was like 19. It's very rare to find that level, you know, of intelligence straight away at the back. You know, his positioning was brilliant. looking at him back then, there's not much difference, is there? In terms of he's been at the top of his game from the start, and I think Umtiti is just going to need a bit of time to settle in, but he will be one of the best centre backs in world football.
But I don't think we can miss it though. We've got to talk about Paul Pogba.
We have to.
We've got to talk about Paul Pogba.
Man.
You know,
he's running the show.
He has been running the show, and I think the interesting side of this game was not only his ability to carry on the counter-attack against Argentina, but it was be quite, you know, offensive in terms of where he's playing. We see sometimes at United he's a little bit too safe on the ball, very much unsafe in this game, especially. You know, linking with Kylian Mbappe, there were a few passes that were unbelievable balls from deep in midfield, and if Paul Pogba can continue that form for Man United, that's going to be great, and I expect him to be a big, big player today. Maybe going up against Marouane Fellaini.
Against each other, let's see how they play that game. I mean, now that I look at it, you know, you got Kante who's just willing to run all game. Now, I think on the ball, Kante isn't the best player, of course, but in his position, he's just the best at doing that, and it's a very hard position to find. Obviously, we're talking about Fred and how aggressive he is in the middle and what he brings to the side. If Fred can do that, we've seen that Fred can thread some passes through the middle and can find, you know, passes to the likes of Pogba, hopefully, when he comes in. If he can bring in a nice mixture of that, we could see Fred as one of the best midfielders in world football. He has got the potential to do that if he brings exactly what we're thinking. And that's where, if Kante can do the run in the middle today and just allow Pogba, you know, to run right in the middle, I just can't wait. This game is absolutely...
It is going to go off, and that is a reason to like that goddamn video and subscribe to me, Statman Dave, and of course, AGTV Football, that we need to change our name. Keep getting those comments in. There has been some big news in European football, though, today. You know, we've seen some big, big transfers come in. Of course, Ronaldo joining Juventus. Absolutely madness. £105 million, I do believe, you know, joining Juventus. That is really going to take them to the next level, but it will mean that there may be some players leaving Juventus, which is good news for Manchester United. We're going to be doing a transfer talk tomorrow around 12 o'clock British time, and that will be talking about Ronaldo, where he'll fit into Juventus, how he's going to, you know, sort of work under Max Allegri, what it means for the likes of Mario Mandzukic, what it means for Alexandro. Alex Vidal doesn't mean anything for Alex Vidal, but Alexandro could be on his way out of Juventus to Manchester United, so stay tuned to that.
How do you think Cancelo, is it Cancelo?
Cancelo.
Yeah, how do you think he fits in? Because I think he's a brilliant right back. But the system, how do you think?
I think he's a good. Cancelo is a very attacking right back. I really like what's he called? The other right back. They got the Italian one. Decilio. I really like him. Good player.
Well. I think he's a solid right back. Now there was a weird decision he made in the Champions League when he took him off Decilio. Within like half an hour, he didn't have an injury on. He brought on Lichtsteiner, I think it was. I just didn't understand that. I feel like Allegri's just got this weird Mourinho thing about him as well, where he just thinks that thing works, and he has that a bit with Fellaini, which frustrates me when he clearly knows Fellaini playing from deep isn't going to work, and he still just seems to, you know, like Sevilla at home, where he's just.
But then again, that, you know, I think that's just Man United.
Managers, when they have that thing with the players and they're so sure of it working, we've had it a lot with Van Gaal, with some of his systems and some of the players that he was playing. And it is frustrating.
But he brought us lots of happiness, of course. The big player again moving today. Another bit of transfer news. Lucas Torreira to, of course, Arsenal. For me, a very, very good player. From watching Sampdoria at random times, I don't know when I was watching Sampdoria this season, but I did watch Sampdoria.
I did watch them, but I never noticed him. And I mean, some of my mates were chatting to me about him and how aggressive he is in the middle, and also how good he is on the ball. And that's going back to talking about Fred as well. When we're talking about those players like Torreira and Fred, if those guys come into the Arsenal United side and really, you know, play so aggressively, but also know how to release the ball.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Fred is absolutely fantastic on the ball. I don't rate Lucas Torreira that much.
In the World Cup, I think if you look at it in a Kante-type player role, I think he did really well, but I didn't really see him taking enough risks exactly.
So, it's the same sort of thing whenever I've seen him at Sampdoria. He's a very, very good holding midfielder. He's a destroyer. That's what Arsenal need. They don't need someone that can pick the lock. They don't need that. And for me, Lucas Torreira, there's been some people are saying he's like Santi Cazorla on the ball. That's absolute rubbish for me.
I just
absolute rubbish.
Cazorla's one of the best ballers
exactly.
I've ever seen.
So good. What he got one time, he got 4 assists, and like I think 2 of them with his left foot, 2 of them with his right foot.
He uses his left foot to cross like some cross. I don't know what foot he even uses. Like he'll take like a cross from one corner with his left and then the other one with his right. He's that comfortable with both of his feet. He's a brilliant player. It's gutted that he obviously got injured to see someone like him.
I think the big thing with Lucas Torreira again, and is his ability to win the ball back, and make the defensive work, make the blocks in the penalty area. Arsenal have lacked somebody like this for so many years, and now they've got it. And that's why all Arsenal fans are so excited. For me, it's a fantastic signing. It's an Unai Emery signing.
That's what I really like about, obviously, what they brought in. They've not really gone for the big names. They've already signed the likes of Aubameyang. They've already got Ozil on the side, signed his new contract. Lacazette, which we still haven't seen the best of him. I honestly think Giroud should have stayed. And Giroud and Lacazette played off each other really well for a couple of games at the start of last season. And a lot of my Arsenal fans, I was chatting to them, I was like, it looked like such a threat when Giroud was holding it off and always looking around to find Lacazette, and he just never played them together, which is very frustrating, obviously, for an Arsenal fan.
It is massively. I think the big thing with Lucas Touré is going to come in, and Unai Emery's game plan at Sevilla was two strong ball-winning defensive midfielders, player number 10, either Rakitic, either Banega, that play make, and then be quite defensive on the flanks. You may even see Hector Bellerin play right midfield. I'd expect that from him. Lichtstein at right back, Hector Bellerin on the in the right wing, similar to Vidal and Koke. I think Koke, whoever it was in the final. But it's one of those things where this is a fantastic signing for Arsenal Football Club, and really expect them to sort of push on. And there's some comments coming in. Tony V, Arsenal need Nzonzi to pair with Touré. That would be a solid combo. I completely agree with that. I think that's going to be something that Unai Emery will look at. Someone that he's worked with before, someone that has kind of really pushed his game on under the Spanish tactician. I think that's going to be a good move for Arsenal if it happens.
What we see, I think it was when he was at Sevilla, and I'm not too sure, was Banega there at the time?
But it would that would have been, Banega would have paid 10, and it was Nzonzi and
was it Ibarra?
They paid, the Ibarra was there.
Yeah, I remember they always had like two dominant midfielders. Yeah. Someone who's always running, and I was really impressed with that Sevilla side. It's changed over the last couple of years, obviously, but they sort of give you that number 10 will have that free role, and that's exactly what Mesut Ozil needs. Obviously, he needs to work a lot harder, especially if you're in a Unai Emery side. Yeah. Even at PSG, I think that's where it really hurt him, because you're playing some of those French sides who aren't the best, let's admit, even though it's not the worst league, but you turn up in the Champions League where you need to be more aggressive. You need the likes of Neymar to step up and change their game, be more direct, and that doesn't happen. That's where Ozil needs to, hit it straight away. Maybe, like I said, Bellerin, more, more pressure down that right side. Well, when you're coming up against the left back, left winger, having that connection, Lichtsteiner, Bellerin, and also
I think defensively it gives you a good sort of pivot where you can then play Lacazette as a left forward, which I expect either Aubameyang or Lacazette to play wide, one of them to play as a centre forward.
Dropping off each other, I think it'd work really
well. I think it's one of those things. Guys, get into the comments. It was Nzonzi and Craiova. That was the last one, Tony V. Yeah, Craiova was the guy. I can't believe Craiova fell so much. He was my favourite player at the last European Championships. Unbelievable.
I thought he'd come in and sort of play a Matic role when he moved.
Well, he just didn't have a chance. I think that's the big thing with that PSG team. You've got a midfield that plays a certain way. Laurent Blanc pretty much has killed this PSG team for the last few years with his style. It's still ingrained in them, and they're so boring. Are you guys going to show the game? Unfortunately not, guys, but this is a live stream to accompany the football. So you get all the tactical analysis, of course, Stat Zone. Got all the stats in Stat Zone,
so
all the lovely stuff.
And hear all the stats.
That is exactly what you got to do, guys. But this, of course, is the French lineup, the 4-2-3-1. Pogba, Kante, and Matuidi will be playing as a midfield three. I imagine Mbappe to play a lot higher. Griezmann to support Giroud, but also Griezmann as well in the last game. Finally coming to the World Cup and announcing himself an assist, a goal. Defensively, I thought he was really good. Sometimes he still frustrates me though when he's on the ball. In terms of Belgium, we don't know what's going to happen in their lineup. We may see Nessa Chadli as a right back. We may see a back four. We may see KDB as a false nine. We'll basically update you that as the game goes on and what's happening.
We really don't know how that's going to play out. We've seen Dembele come out onto that left side against Panama. Will he do that? I mean, he does that, Mbappe is going to have an absolute field day. And it's going to be unfair on Dembele. I think he's a brilliant player, but it's going to be absolutely out of his depth if he's going to be playing on that left side. We've seen Vertonghen.
I think if they're going to do anything with the way that they had, it will be the back three. We've seen them all get
caught out at the back three. I think all of them have had their sort of sleepy moments where you've just sort of the ball's gone right in behind that Belgian defence and they've been caught out and they need to be on point today. I think, especially with Meunier not playing.
What they did really well against in the last game against Brazil, I thought they pivoted really well between a 3 and a 4 in attack and defence, and that kind of really helped them out to block out that space. And in terms of KDB as a false nine. Not only was he combining and getting on the ball, and obviously the goal he scored was brilliant, he was arguably dropping back. So they had the back four set up, and they had a three-man midfield, and KDB was almost playing. It was a little bit like a diamond, but a really split diamond where Lukaku was wide, and
it sort of came like coming right into the middle, and De Bruyne was just dropping off them, and it worked really well. It was enjoyable to watch, but the game gets closer. I'm just thinking, like, how are they going to set this up? You can't allow someone like Mbappe to have.
I think they're going to. I definitely they're going to change.
They're going to have to change it because we've seen Belgium struggle defensively at times throughout the tournament. Can obviously Mbappe break through them? I think it'll be pretty easy. But what we've been seeing, this is my point actually. Meunier seems to always drop in there to help the defence. Not as much as the Carrasco or Chadli on the other side, and that's what they'll be missing tonight. I think we've got to watch out for that. We've got to see if whoever's going to be playing in that sort of Meunier role, can they drop in? Can they help the back three?
Again, like Meunier has been very good defensively going forward. And I think that's going to be the interesting side. Can Chadli play as well as he did on the left, on the right? The fluidity of this system is going to be absolutely mad. We'll see a back three when Belgium have possession. We may see a back four when they're out of possession. We may see that midfield diamond that we saw in the last game. The big one, though, again, for me, we saw a lot of good stuff from Lukaku. The run through midfield was fantastic. We saw KDB's goal, but Hazard arguably was man of the match. He didn't, contribute effectively in terms of, there was a chance where he could have crossed, but it was him taking people on all over the pitch, and that's
real enjoyable, like world.
It was exciting.
Football.
It was exciting football.
Exciting football, which you just love to see on the pitch. No matter when you look at the stats and how many take-ons he has.
It's exciting.
Obviously, you just watch it and you just get off straight off. You see, we were watching it last week at the wedding, and everyone's just around the laptop like, wow, like, just look at what Hazard, and everyone, every 2 minutes.
Look at him move.
The only thing is, it was sort of his end product.
Yeah.
I just, sometimes just a bit too slow for me. Just a bit like sort of Sterling for England. Gets in the right positions.
Yeah,
and then he thinks that he's got more to do on the ball, and so he just needs to let the ball go quicker. And that's what Jesse Lingard does really well for England. If we're speaking about tomorrow, I'd really like to see Marcus Rashford maybe come in instead of Sterling, and then maybe Sterling as the impact.
We'll talk about that later on. We don't need to go in that right now, but we'll talk about England later on. Again, I'll be on the kick-off down in London, so make sure you check that on the True Geordies channel. Again, I'm going to go back to the comments now. They should have taken Jordan Lukaku. Can I agree with that? Jordan Lukaku.
100%. That's again, exactly the type of game where
you need
Meunier's drop.
Yeah.
I don't know if they really needed. I mean, looking at Carrasco's been playing in China. It's not the most competitive league.
Again, he's caught out. But we've got score predictions in here. Manny Vids, Belgium 3, France 1. We've got Belgium 3-2. We've got 2-2 penalties. Belgium win. Keep getting your score prediction in, guys, because that is exactly what we want to see.
I got mine
3-1 Belgium. You did. So if you're betting with, if you're with any betting providers, Abdul, what's the score going to be?
I'm going to go. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 3-2 France. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm really good with 3-2s. When we played Southampton in the League Cup final, as everyone can remember on the Full-Time Devils vlog, got it 3-2. Zlatan winner.
I'm going to go 4-3 Belgium. Goals. Over 3.5 goals. Bet on that, guys.
That's what I love about this World Cup. These
Lots of goals.
Have really been going for each other.
Pogba and Kante are going to bully this midfield.
I think the more I think about it, Kante's just going to be doing the running. As soon as Pogba gets on that ball, he's just going to be picking out Mbappe. I think France are going to win this for me.
I just want Romelu Lukaku to win. I want Pogba to win. I want both of them to win.
That's the problem. I want Jesse Lingard to do well, Rashford to do well. I also want, Fellaini, Lukaku, Pogba, everyone to do well. It's just the lads have all ended up.
Guys, we are moments away from kick-off. Look, it is kicked off.
There we go.
Antoine Griezmann back to Rafa Varane. Again, Pavard is having a pretty good tournament right back to Mbappe. So Mbappe already going around one player here.
That's what we were talking about.
Pace, absolute pace. Down the wing, cut into the ball.
There we go already. Oh.
Good start from France down that right-hand side. Mbappe, again, doing his best Ousmane Dembele impression. Really hitting that byline. Chance for Antoine Griezmann potentially could have done better. Belgium looking like a 4. You got Chadli out wide right, it looks like, right back.
Really? It is. Yeah, Dembele.
The shape is all over the place, guys. We'll get to you as soon as possible. More score predictions. Lewis Hurley, 2-0 France. Johnny Fitzpatrick, extra time 2-2. Belgium to win 3-2. Very precise. FFL Productions. France 4, Belgium 3 on penalties. I think it will be 4-1. That's from Regan. France to score a couple of late goals. Interesting. Looks like Belgium are playing a 4-3-3. We'll keep an eye on that. It does actually, in this sort of phase of play right now, it looks like Lukaku centre forward though, and KD play on the right.
It's not as it was last time. I think Hazard's sort of dropping further back now. I think he's going to have to ask. It's going to be a big ask of Hazard and De Bruyne to sort of drop in between.
Again,
and Dembele there.
I think you've got you've got to think about France as well. Theo Hernandez has been good going forward. He's got into good areas, but I think he's a little bit restricted when he gets into that final third.
I would have liked to see a bit more of Mendy in the group stages.
100%.
Maybe that might have,
injuries though, apparently.
Team. Yeah, you think of it, obviously, if he's injured, then you can't really do anything about that. But if he was available, I think that might have shaped up the team a bit more for France throughout the tournament. I think it's really hard in the World Cup. You can't really, rely on every player playing every game. It does like change every game, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I think it's tournaments like this is short, quick.
Yeah.
Like you don't have many breaks. Again, working a World Cup's mad.
It has. How much football we've had, the amount of games, the brilliant football. I mean, even when I was missing the games, I remember Switzerland were playing while Shaqiri was on the couch. I was just playing football with my mates. That was one of the only games I really missed. Yeah. And I'd just gone straight on the phone. Shaqiri was free on goal, and there's so many moments. You think this was like 2 months ago, but
exactly,
it's all been in 1 month, man.
Benjamin Pavard scoring that absolute banger as well against Argentina. That feels like a month ago. But France are dominating possession at the start. I wasn't too sure what would happen here. It looks a little bit like Marouane Fellaini's a little bit more aggressive than the other two defensive midfielders.
I think he's sort of on Pogba there.
Jeez.
If you look at it.
I'm all right.
I'm liking this, how Kante is sort of dropping in between. I really want to see, obviously I'm a United fan, I don't want to see our rival players do well. But I do want to see a bit more of Kante on the ball, and if he does improve as a player like that, I think we'll see him take it to the next level.
I think that when Sarri's going to come, apparently it's 60 million for Jorginho and Sarri to Chelsea.
That's someone
that will really
be
upgrade
perfect
him
for Kante, I think.
Massively.
It looks like Chadley's gone to the right, but on the left, Dembele is not really a left wing back. It's sort of Hazard. I think Hazard is sort of taking that position.
If it's updated, I think it's a 3. So I think it's Dembele is sitting next to Witsel.
Yeah.
Fellaini a little bit ahead, and then I think Chadley's playing right back. But again, in possession, they're switching to a 3. Very, the tactics from
look at that
Bobby Firmino has been brilliant. Bobby Firmino, Roberto Martinez. Good stuff from Eden Hazard.
He's doing it again, Hazard. Chadley's got to find him there.
Good look, Kante at the near post. Guys, keep getting your comments in. What do you think about the formation? Someone has just tweeted their phone number. That is a little bit scary. That's not my phone number. But keep getting to the comments, guys.
That's brilliant there from Fellaini. When we're talking about how aggressive he is, he just run down that wing now and just got his body on the line and played the ball back into the field. I think that sort of aggressive role is really in there for him today.
Yeah.
We see Chadley there. Brilliant run. Okay.
Decent defending from, of course, Samuel Umtiti. Very, very good player, guys. Keep liking the stream as well. We're on 45 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100 in the next 2 minutes, and then I'll drink some more beer. And that'll be great for the stream. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, check out Abdul's channel, AGTV Football. We need to change that name because it's absolutely rubbish.
Give me a name in the comments.
Tweet you. What's your handle on Twitter? Is it another dodgy handle
it's just Abdul_Gallo is my second name. I don't think you're going to know how to spell that one.
Unbelievable.
So I do apologise.
We're going to have to hide the user happy times in the comments, guys. Do not call that number. Anything could happen there, guys. Very, very scary times. But in terms of the comments going in here now, Hazard off to Real Madrid, says Regan. More realistic than Neymar. What do you think?
100%. I think PSG getting Mbappe and Neymar in. Are they really going to let someone like Hazard? Are they going to really let someone like Neymar or Mbappe leave straight off the bat and not really build around them? Would be a bit stupid, wouldn't it? Hazard established in the Premier League. I think it's the right time for him to move.
Yeah, I think that could be an interesting one.
I think it's the perfect time for him. I think if it's not Madrid calling, then I'd stay if I was Hazard. Sort of build a legacy at Chelsea. Look at it that way and maybe win the Premier League again. But
that ain't going to happen, is it? James MUFC with the comments. I don't think Kevin De Bruyne is playing right wing back, much further forward. I completely agree. I think he's playing on the right wing. Chadley at right wing back.
Hazard's
hopefully
gone at it again. I'm really liking, Hazard and Mbappe. The fact that they're just so direct and they're so successful with their take-ons as well. Sometimes it's so compact, and we're not saying players really go for it. That's what's sort of frustrating. Maybe Neymar had an injury this World Cup. Expect him to be that guy.
He just did too much. Again, what you sort of mentioned in terms of dribbles so far, killing Mbappe, those 2 right at the start of the game. What a run that was.
Brilliant.
If you'd have missed it, it would create a chance for Antoine Griezmann. An opportunity that you'd expect the Frenchman to put away. But Eden Hazard again, 1 out of 1 so far, centre of the pitch. and a good burst there down the left wing. What I liked about that was instead of him coming inside, he went to hit the byline. Belgium scored from their corner against Brazil early doors. Is this going to happen again? Paul Pogba is picking up Vincent Kompany. That could be a real mismatch, but we do have a corner from Nessa Chadli, the West Bromwich Albion legend, whips it into the near post. It's absolutely dreadful, and it's a goal kick to France. We're not scared about that at all, guys. Back to the main wide. So keep getting into the comments. Very, very scary times. Some bants from Abdul.
Speaking about Mbappe earlier on, I think when he first burst onto the scene, didn't really see that thing from him where, you know, taking players on and with so much skill. I see that he was direct and he was getting in behind the defences and he was scoring goals, and his finishing and his confidence in front of goal was absolutely brilliant. Something like the likes of Marcus Rashford sort of lacked. I think when he has too much time to think, Marcus Rashford, he isn't the best in front of goal, as we've seen. He can improve on that. But someone like Mbappe, I thought that was his game, you know, to be in front of goal, you know, just play the ball in behind him and do the work. But he's been so good on the ball in this World Cup. He's really surprised me.
I think it's one of those things where, as a player, he started on the wing and moving to a centre forward. He almost played as a player that started central and moved out wide, and then took people on and around the penalty area. That's why he was so deadly for Monaco. Yeah. And again, like he's talking, it was more about tricks in the box or skills in the box, where it'd open up a yard and then he'd get a shot away. But I think him developing his game at PSG on the right wing, you know, Cavani centre forward. But I still say I think the best Kylian Mbappe is played as a centre forward with someone like a Falcao or Olivier Giroud. I think they're those types of forwards where you can play it up.
I think he'll be way more of a threat in front of goal, of course, and he'll always be able to drift out wide. Now we're seeing Hazard pick the ball up,
well played, Pogba tackle,
try and take a couple of guys on, and just Pogba just.
Again,
Belgium have the ball here a bit too long, don't you?
Yeah, it looks like France may be playing a bit of a 4-3-3 as well, a little bit more narrow in central midfield. Matuidi was on the left wing last time. It looks a little bit more central. We'll have to have a look at Griezmann's positioning, because he does look like he's playing a little bit on the left. But
yeah, it's more of a left wing. But I think that 4-3-3 works, though. That's what's so good about this French side. You can adapt to so many styles. Obviously,
it's weird though. It's kind of like, it doesn't feel like Didier Deschamps is the guy doing this. Is the guy that's sort of, you know, coming down and.
A bit odd, because now you've seen Dembele go into the middle for Belgium, like so way too far into the middle for him to be a wing back but then Chadli's all the way at the right wing back. It's just sort of, as soon as France get the ball, Chadli's just going to have to be on it and run straight back. It's looking like a back three / back four.
It's good because again, like you're getting this angle here. That's a Chadli right hand side.
Big threat on that.
Lucas Hernandez coming in onto his left foot, back out to KDB. KDB inside. It's interesting as well, you've gone with KDB not in a central area wide right. I think that they're probably identified that maybe hitting Romelu Lukaku at that back stick could be a way to score a goal here. You know, we've seen Lukaku dominate players at that back post for United. Maybe that's kind of where they're thinking. But Pavard interception.
Very risky pass. I don't know who that was.
Oh, hello. Is that Matt? No. Okay. I keep getting confused between Witsel and Marouane Fellaini. Oh, chance here. Hazard foot race with Rafa Varane.
Legs on Varane.
Oh, good defending. Very, very good defending. My predictions for the games is going to be a 4-3 win for Belgium.
3-2 France.
3-2 France. Do you think Mbappe will reach his full potential and needs to move to the Premier League or La Liga? That comes in from Finn. I think for PSG, again, I'd like to see Thomas Tuchel with Kylian Mbappe. Is going to be really interesting because, again, with Neymar, I reckon Thomas Tuchel's either going to get it very, very right and they're going to score loads of goals, or they'll be sacked by like November.
It's
just going to fall out. Fall out about football.
Fellaini seems to be following Pogba literally everywhere.
Maybe a man marking job.
Yeah, he's fully man marking him there.
He knows what he does. Obviously, training with him week in, week out. He knows exactly his game, but it does look like a man marking job. Interesting.
Mbappe,
Griezmann in between the lines.
Just played a brilliant ball into Griezmann. Another player that's frustrated me, I think, with taking too long on the ball, making late decisions, is Griezmann in this World Cup. I really do like Griezmann, but he has taken just a bit too long sometimes on the ball. Brilliant defending there from Pogba. Gets the ball back from Dembele.
It's interesting. Pogba's...
Oh, what a ball. That's a brilliant ball. That was a brilliant ball from Pogba. His, standard chip.
Yeah, he absolutely loves that pass.
He loves that. It doesn't really go off. The strikers just seem to not want it when they get it. You see the likes of Zlatan, Mata and Rashford. But also some of those chances, unfortunately.
Mbappe is the perfect Ronaldo replacement, but can't see it this season. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Dave, Shaqiri going to Liverpool or Man United? I'm not sure where he's going to go. I think he's a very good player. I think for his price would be very good value for anyone. £12 million apparently is his release clause, which in the modern day, he's pretty good.
If you look at Liverpool in the Champions League final, they were missing anyone with a bit of energy, anyone who...
Well, I think it was because Salah went off, right?
And obviously, if Salah goes off, that's what I mean. Like, Salah goes off, there was literally no options. He just had Adam Lallana, who I think is a good player on the ball, but is he going to be that guy, a winger, that's going to be a threat when you might want to play on the counter and so on?
I think that's the kind of interesting side of it, is what what those sides do and how they move their teams on. Again, that's why the transfer window is going to be so short but so exciting. Yeah. So make sure you stay tuned to all the transfer stuff.
Like what, about 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks until it ends?
Yeah, it's
panic time.
Shuts on the 9th of August, I think, before the Premier League starts. So again, going to be interesting to see where the likes of Man United, if they want to sign anyone. You've got Chelsea, who are an absolute mess. Conte taking training, even though Sarri apparently is going to be taken as manager.
We see brilliant hold up from Lukaku again. Hazard just again doing a bit too much, losing the ball. Witsel there being very aggressive. Witsel's
been pretty decent in this World Cup for Belgium. I think he's held midfield well in that sort of situation, winning it back and being aggressive and so forth.
I think after seeing some of those tackles that are coming in now, like you've seen Witsel and Fellaini be really aggressive, and as soon as the ball bounces back to Dembele, he's just calming everything down, which I think is bringing a lot of confidence. I think they know that without Meunier, they're going to have to do a lot on the ball here, and they've just had pretty much all the ball here, Belgium.
But that's the sort of the breakup of the opening 14 minutes of the game, or 12 minutes of the game on our stream.
That's great. There we go. Pogba, absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely.
Can he find Mbappe? Oh!
Keep us out,
that was close. That was close.
I think that's going to be the chance there. If Pogba, again, what he did against Argentina was that sort of move, winning it and then playing very direct, and I really like that. And I think that's going to
so much confidence in his play. Hopefully, we see a lot more of that at United.
I think with what we've seen again with the likes of Lukaku and so forth at the World Cup, I think again United need to be a little bit more direct with Lukaku. 100%. And if Pogba can get his head up in these bigger games and play those passes, Kylian Mbappe though, what pace! Absolute pace merchant. And so far been so dominant for France at this World Cup. And again, kind of surprised a lot of people. I thought he'd have a good World Cup, but I didn't think he'd be that good on this right-hand side. I kind of expected Ousmane Dembele to take it.
I think he's really impressed. I think from the Argentina game, you just see the best out of him. Look at that. Just quick step over through Dembele, nearly getting it there.
So I know that weird side of Paul Pogba is he's a central midfielder, but he's very, very good in the dribble.
Someone who's so tall as well. You just imagine that awkward midfielder.
Yeah.
He just seems to be an absolute baller, man. It's absolutely brilliant that we have him at Manchester United. We just need to get the best out of him, man.
I think that's the thing. I think it's going to continuing his development and so forth and continuing. But guys, keep getting to the comments. That ball from Pogba, though, it was absolutely sick. Rashford is a red. Rashford is the real Ronaldo replacement. No jokes. Not sure about that. I don't think he'll leave Manchester United. He's a big fan of the football club. And I think with Jess Lingard, his best pal, it's all going to work there. Hey, Dave, so about the England game, who are you rooting for? Brad, obviously I called Croatia as the dark horse of the tournament. I've been proved completely right. So again, that's kind of over. I said they were going to hit the semi-finals and maybe caught out by one of the bigger sides like England. I'm going to be rooting for England, but Croatia, I will be rooting for them in the final if they go through. I think the likes of Rebic, I'm just really impressed with him as a footballer, young footballer.
I didn't really know anything about Rebic
very, very good player.
The World Cup, and he's been a very good player.
I think it's again what we can see from Rebic is in terms of his ability to really just create things and be a sort of danger and look like the sort of danger man for this Croatian side whenever he's in those wide areas, either wide right, attacking midfield.
Bruyne has just picked the ball up there. Kante's trying to just about, he does nearly play.
Rafa Varane's having a very good game so far. Similar to Samuel Umtiti, they're kind of picking up at that right moment, they're making the key sort of choice, correct decision. Pogba deep in midfield, hustled by Marouane Fellaini. That's a definite man-on-man job. That's an interesting side.
Turning his own
spread it, Pogba. Back to
dodgy football there from France.
Playing out, maybe Belgium can capitalise. Dembele wins a header in midfield.
What do you think about Pavard? He is still at Stuttgart, isn't he?
He's going to Bayern, apparently.
Oh, is it? Oh,
big chance there from Eden Hazard. Crashes a shot across the box.
Again, decision-making from Hazard. He just misses that in his game. Yeah, look, when he picks the ball up there, you've got to think someone's going to peel off. You look at Lukaku's position there, it's perfect.
A very good point. He could have slowed himself down and picked up Romelu Lukaku, and that would be 1-0 Belgium. Yeah. Very interesting. Again, going back to before that, obviously that good little moment there. We're talking about Rebic. Rebic is a player that will be difficult for England to deal with in these wide areas. Very, very good at going left and right. In this game, he started on the right wing, then was moved to the left wing when Perisic came off, and there was some interchange of positions. But he's a player that's really impressed me. 24 years old, would be perfect for United on that right wing.
Where's he playing currently?
So again, for Croatia, they're very fluid. He starts on the right, but plays on the left. When he plays on the right, he either operates in a really wide area or he operates, in the inside right channel. So he's very fluid. We have France, penalty area, Matuidi, decent defending from Witsel.
It's looking like a corner. Oh.
No? Goal kick? That's some good pressure on Alderweireld.
Alderweireld's been a bit off the pace as well, surprisingly.
Talking of Rebic, another hidden gem in this World Cup, Lozano. Where's he going to be going? Too good for the Eredivisie. Man City have a first option on him, which means that they can buy it. They can put a same bid. If a bid gets accepted by PSV, Man City can put a similar bid and it will be instantly accepted.
Why is that? Was he at City at one point?
They paid some money to PSG or something happened that was probably safe. But anyway, talking of Rebic, we had that one before. I've just read that again. But yeah, Rebic is a player that I think will be perfect for United, will be perfect for a team that needs an attacker. I kind of think he'll already go to Bayern Munich, to be honest. Niko Kovac going there. So I expect him to sort of follow him from Eintracht Frankfurt to, Bayern Munich.
I think what you see a lot with this Croatian side, the wingers are really direct, also so aggressive.
Yeah.
And they're also a threat in the box. I remember Perisic playing in the Bundesliga. Absolutely loved watching him. He can drift out wide. He can play as a centre forward. We've seen him playing a couple of different roles in Germany, and he did really well there.
I think it's an interesting side of his game as well because he can stay wide, stay left, but also he can move to a centre forward position that we saw for the opening Croatia goal. Lovely sort of play over the press. Mbappe step over. Decent sliding challenge by Vertonghen. Again, France, it seems to be get the ball to Kylian Mbappe as much as he can because that's the guy that's causing the problem at the moment for Belgium.
So much confidence in him right now. He just gets the ball, just wants to take his man on. Brilliant to watch. Giroud there holding the play up. Flicks
it on penalty area, headed out by Belgium, and they'll look to break. No, of course, Matuidi.
I thought that was flying right.
Well, some decent play from Blaise Matuidi. Again, showing some really good form at the World Cup. Straight at Courtois, let's be honest ourselves, but a good turnover in the defensive third. Again, if Belgium allow France to do that and win the ball back in that area, it's going to be game, set, match. There's talk of United bidding 40 million for Lozano. Don't think ideal because he's best as a left winger. United need a right winger.
I think that's the last thing we need right now.
Yeah, again, I think he's a good player. I think he can play on the right, and defensively was what really impressed me. How he tracked back and did well there.
Proper right winger, like someone that you will trust on that side.
I don't think it's a right winger. We just need someone that plays on the right hand side. If they come in, I don't think it doesn't matter.
You think though, between Martial, Rashford, and Alexis Sanchez, you'd be able to fit something in there?
We keep forgetting about.
Varane's just flicked that with his head onto the
chance. Eden Hazard coming in from the left wing, cuts in, flicked over the bar by.
Was that Varane?
Yeah, it was Rafa Varane.
Very odd header if that was for him.
Yeah, but Rafa Varane blocking it in front of goal, flicking it over the bar. Big chance potentially for Belgium. But again, yeah, it's going to be an interesting side for Manchester United and see how they progress. But we do have a chance for Nesta Chadley. Do you not find it weird that KDB is not taking these set pieces?
Yeah, very weird.
Like, why is Nesta Chadley taking corners over Kevin De Bruyne?
I wish we had these problems at United.
What, Nesta Chadley? Are you saying Mourinho to bring him? Corner comes in, headed out, near post by Samuel Umtiti.
I mean, De Bruyne really needs to take the next Hazard.
Exactly, lots of options there. Belgium winning it back in the final third, looking to create something with Eden Hazard back to Alderweireld, KDB, a little bit deeper, ball over the top.
Fellaini. Lloris has nearly spelled that.
Decent goalkeeping from Lloris, so he identified the danger. Marouane Fellaini being the danger.
That was absolutely brilliant from Pavard, just want to say.
Very, very good player. Pogba driving through midfield. Marouane Fellaini coming back and tackling him. You're not happy?
Not happy with that. Not happy with that. Can't be hurting your team in pre-season.
No, exactly. Got to be treating it friendly. Here's someone that you could snap though. Kevin De Bruyne, left wing, little ball inside to Eden Hazard, slowing the tempo down, which I always find very frustrating. Ball into Lukaku's feet, off to Eden Hazard. What can he do? Back out. Again, more penetration needed from Belgium at the moment. They get some real good possession, but they're not breaking through the French team. Nesta Chadley on the right-hand side. Theo Hernandez ahead of him. Looks to come back in onto that left foot again. Little ball inside. Eden Hazard, edge of the box. Again, recycling the play.
Chadley's been really lively on that right side.
He's been good, hasn't he? I was surprised. He's looking for a move. De Bruyne whips it in, right foot. Aiming at Marouane Fellaini. Headed out. Corner for Belgium. Good stuff. Lloris has had a brilliant tournament. I completely agree. Pavard looked really brilliant this World Cup. He has looked really good. There were a comment about where he's going to move to, and apparently he's already signed for Bayern in 2018. So unfortunately, it's game set match. He's already joining Bayern Munich.
What do you think of like sort of Meunier and Pavard, where they're similar in a way, where they're not the fastest, they're not that lightning right back, but their positioning is brilliant. They know their game. They know how to pass. I think sort of missed that at United. Sort of that calming fullback. Was just coming there. I thought,
what a save, Hugo Lloris. KDB on the spin. I think it was KDB on the spin, volleying it, half volley on goal. Great save from Hugo Lloris. Lloris is on fire, completely correct, Brad.
No, it was Alderweireld.
Was it Alderweireld, was it? No way. It was, yeah.
I thought, if anyone, that would have been Vertonghen there, but it was on his weak foot. Yeah, he just had enough time to see that. Good save, though, from Lloris.
Lloris, yeah, having a fantastic tournament again. Why aren't Real Madrid or whoever needs a goalkeeper looking at Hugo Lloris? He'd be fantastic.
Alisson's another keeper that absolutely brilliant.
Question coming in from Vij. Has Alderweireld impressed you? He's looked a bit iffy on the ball, excluding that Giroud mistake. I don't think he's had that great a World Cup, to be honest. Alderweireld, I don't think I've been massively impressed by his ball playing or his defensive ability. I think he could be better, and I think United could get a better player than Alderweireld. I think Alderweireld would be a great signing, but at 29 years old, going to be quite expensive. Where
if we're going for experience, I think I'd like to see the likes of Bonucci or a Goldine come in.
Yeah, there's guys ahead of it in the list, and I think that's the big thing, that Alderweireld is a good player, but there could be a more experience. It's not someone that you wouldn't
take. Like, I'm a big fan of Alderweireld.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If you have someone like Goldine available in the market where you can just get a year or two out and buy you to learn off him, and likes of maybe Tuanzebe if they come into the side in a year's time, that can pick some things up off his game. Fortunately, we don't have like the likes of Vidic or Rio around. We've really missed the experience at the back, and Marlin's not really stepped in there.
Been good in phases, but yeah, it's the consistency. I think he has a really good game.
I think with Smalling, you get, obviously, when there's a big man up top,
ball over the top for France. Nearly Olivier Giroud getting a poke on that.
Was that with the ball?
I think it came from the left, maybe.
Umtiti
is so good at passing. So good at passing.
I'm going to see a lot more of Umtiti. I think when he gets the ball for Barca and just loves to move forward with the ball and look for a pass, is absolutely brilliant.
It's that game against PSG that always stands out in my mind, where it was just dominant.
Yeah.
At sort of left centre half of a back three. Again, they were obviously chasing that game, but he was so good. Alderweireld coming out now with the ball. What can he do? Looks for the switch up to big Marouane Fellaini.
I remember Bonucci really impressed me with that in Euros in 2016. When he was, some of the passes that he was finding for, I think they had Gesherini up there.
Giaccherini.
Yeah. Trying to speak Italian now, but some of the passes he was finding them guys with Insigne making runs in behind in that team, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, very, very good. Again, Ellis Horton coming in and saying we've already got Victor Lindelof. I think, we've got to not forget Victor Lindelof. Had an absolutely fantastic World Cup. Some really good performances in there next to Granqvist against Sweden, building
really
from that back.
With Lindelof, because you almost think he was our best centre back in the league after November, and he just sort of never played in the right times for me to really show what he's got. I think we just got to really see Bailly and Lindelof play together. Now I understand, obviously, Mourinho's probably just worried about there's no real dominance from both of them. They're not really the big, sort of dominant.
Physical player. France, good football in the final third.
Football from France.
Theo Hernandez shot low cross. Good popping it around well. Again, this is so unlike Didier Deschamps' side. They've sort of, been a bit freer in the knockout stages, where I think they counter-attack a little bit more, and they're just combining with a lot more freedom. We've seen Pogba involved in that. Matuidi and N'Golo Kante. Some real good football. Ronaldo going to Juve is going to start a chain of transfers across Europe. Yes, it is. 100%. That is very, very exciting.
You can see some big names, likes of Hazard maybe going Madrid. That would be mad.
As much as I like the shithousery, I think it's time for Rojo to move on as well as Smalling. That comes in from James MUFC. Interesting. Marouane Fellaini winning the ball at the near post. Other comments coming in. Bayern have such a monopoly over the Bundesliga. I really can't see them getting taken over by any team for years to come. Yeah, I completely agree with that, Lewis Hurley. Real Madrid are taking a similar approach at the moment, doing that in the last few seasons in terms of their the transfers. They are kind of cutting things down, and they are taking the likes of Asensio from, of course, Real Madrid. Do you think the 4-3-3 is the best formation for United? Dave, that comes in from Mr. Smith.
Matuidi's just kept that in.
Chance there. What happened? Matuidi breaking down the...
Yeah, he's just such a powerhouse, isn't he? Just gets down
more
that left
wiry.
side.
I'd say wiry over a powerhouse. He reminds me a lot of Ramirez, ex-Chelsea.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I think the 4-3-3 at United would be good.
He kept the ball. Oh no, he didn't.
Just out. I think a diamond would be decent as well. I think a 3-5-2. I think then United need to just move their system around and so forth. Lindelof is underrated. His reputation was ruined by one game versus Huddersfield. Completely agree with that. I think he was really good against Watford. I think he was fantastic against Arsenal, against Alexis Sanchez. Around Christmas time when United won 3-1, Pogba got sent off for that stamp because Hector Bellerin thought he was playing cricket. Doing a long barrier, what an absolute muppet. But we do have, we're 25 minutes gone in the semi-final, the first semi-final of the World Cup. Again, England are playing Croatia tomorrow. That is going to be absolutely mental. What a game we have in store. Again, Vincent Kompany completing more passes than any other player on the pitch so far. But that's kind of what you'd want to see from if you were the Didier Deschamps, if you were a French coach. Yeah. You'd want to see, the likes of KDB not getting on the ball, which is reasonably interesting. The
centre-backs to get the ball compact in the field. I think that's what they want to do.
KDB only completed 11 passes so far.
We've seen their company with Vertonghen and Alderweireld just knocking it in between them, waiting for an opening. I thought Belgium had the chances at the start. Should have maybe done a bit better with that because I think France will grow into the game.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. I think, again, we were chatting about, the likes of Kylian Mbappe and...
Look at that. What is that?
Some hat from a random Belgian man. But yeah, Kylian Mbappe is really doing stuff when he gets on the ball. And I think France need to look for him a little bit more. It'll be a little bit more direct.
I think it's just a bit too tactical now, don't you? I think the game just needs a goal and then it'll open up. Obviously, it's difficult to say that, but
yeah,
it just really does need a goal to open.
I think you're seeing like Paul Pogba's found Kylian Mbappe inside the penalty area.
That's a very dangerous move there from Mbappe. He's lost the ball in the middle. Hazard now picks it up, finds De Bruyne, Fellaini in the back post.
Low cross.
Oh!
Decent defended from Samuel Umtiti. Nice little ball.
Varane have really coped with the pressure in this half.
It's good defending. Back to the sort of Mbappe chat again. Pogba, finding with that fantastic through ball. But apart from that, it's just Benjamin Pavard that's finding him. So maybe we want to see a little bit more from N'Golo Kante. Pogba finding Kylian Mbappe because again he's received the ball 9 times and he's already going for the goal. 9 times he's received the ball. 3 dribbles that he's completed. That's quite a good little conversion.
Pogba's usually the man for that job, to find Mbappe and behind the defences. But they seem to be really aggressive with Pogba, straight on him. They know his ability with finding those long passes through the defences, obviously trying to close that off. That's
kind of thing. A question coming in from Robert Powell. Dave, do you think Real Madrid will sign? Who do you think Real Madrid will sign to replace Cristiano Ronaldo, or will they use Asensio? I'd like to see Asensio, but I think Asensio may even be used as a false 9. That's what Lopetegui did for the Spanish team. But yeah, Asensio, wonderful player, lots of talent. Maybe this is time to stand up. It's going to be interesting. 3 Champions Leagues in a row now? Ronaldo's not there. Going to be a very, very difficult ask. What happens to Toni Kroos now? What happens to Luka Modric now? Do they question their future?
Especially, yeah. That's where we were talking about transfers in Europe. It's just going to go absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it could lead to the likes of Mario Mandzukic leaving. Could lead to Alexandro leaving. There's all types of things where it could really, really blow up, and then we don't know what could happen with with the world of football. But it is interesting. France possession, right hand side, Benjamin Pavard, long little clip ball up. Olivier Giroud though, doing well there. Olivier Giroud, how's he going to play for Sarri? If that doesn't work at all, is he going to have to move on again?
Sarri really likes the Merton type.
You sort of false 9 type player. You can see Eden Hazard through the middle if he stays and doesn't join Real Madrid.
Play even as a false 9 sometimes. He tried playing Gabbiadini, didn't really work. And that's obviously why he's moved on.
Yeah, you got Milik as well, who's a little bit different than a false 9, but injuries have stopped his development at Napoli.
I don't think he was at the World Cup.
No, didn't. No, I think he was there. It's just Poland were a pretty poor team. A little flick from Kylian Mbappe and gets absolutely snapped by Vertonghen. Is he going to book him? Yeah. A little bit over-aggressive by Vertonghen. Shall we order some food at half time, Abdul? What food do you want?
I'm not going to lie, I've just had something.
Oh.
I'm a big man.
Marty, you do some research on food and you send me that link. Maybe not pizza, because we had pizza last time. Something that's not pizza.
Pizza that they don't cut for you.
Yeah, pizza that they don't cut.
And we have these really bad butter knives, and we're just
scraping it down. Again, this is Studio 68 stuff here. Pizza chat. Great pizza though from Sambar. France, free kick, central area. Antoine Griezmann stays over the ball. A single man wall. Romelu Lukaku, probably the size of about 3 men. he's that much of a hero. What's he going to do here? Looks like split in terms of Rafa Varane's central, and TT looks a bit left. That's short. Benjamin Pavard.
Perfect.
Little cross in. Flicked in.
Brilliant header from Giroud. Oh.
Just past the right post. Good little ball from Pavard there.
That was really nice. You could just see it was absolutely perfect there for Pavard to find the ball in. That's a great header.
It's quite interesting how it wasn't like a lofted ball. It was quite a low ball. It was like a diving header.
On the back post, and Giroud made the best out of it.
Yeah, decent from Olivier Giroud. He's been one of France's underrated players, I think, at the tournament.
I think he's always good for France. I'm not shocked that he starts for them. With Giroud, I just think he can't play in every game for France. That's what's frustrated me sometimes. When you want to play on the counter, does Giroud really suit you? Now Hazard's absolutely brilliant there. He's just in a bit there.
A little bit too much. That is the sort of Eden Hazard's move, would we call that, just a little bit too much. Yeah. Not quite at that top level, but
I think sometimes just got to lift his head up and look for that pass. He's just got to be a bit more sharp in those positions.
Here's the thing there, he sort of sized Pogba off, went round Pogba, went round Pavard, but again the pass could have been on, another player coming over, and it's
not the biggest lad, is he, Hazard? But he always seems to, go in with a bit of strength. He has this weird balance about him, which I see a lot with Dybala as well, which impresses me.
Yeah, Dybala's a wonderful footballer again.
I can't wait to see him and Ronaldo. I think we really haven't seen the creative side of Dybala a lot. If you're not watching Juventus week in, week out.
Griezmann penalty area.
That's a very clever ball there into Giroud. He just sort of hit off the ground, so it bounces back into Giroud. Matuidi now picks it up. Griezmann, nice flick on. I'm really liking Griezmann this game.
Yeah, he's a lot better,
He's moving the ball a lot faster.
It's that one-touch play, edge of the area. Griezmann, right foot, shot comes in, blazed over the bar. I think that's the interesting side of Antoine Griezmann. It's he's been frustrating in the World Cup, but the last two games he's been good.
He must have looked at his past game, obviously, because even though he scored that goal, obviously he was just a bit too slow sometimes. And
yeah, I think that's one of those things where, as he's made the decision to stay at Atletico. It's going to be interesting to see him develop there.
What happens there?
But what we're talking about, him moving the ball quickly, you can sort of see it visualised on the Stat Zone app. 11 out of 11 passes completed, but all those short little passes, drifting, moving, keeps the ball going. Again, too many touches in the last few games for him, and I like that. Like it. Maybe this is the game for Antoine Griezmann to really shine. Marouane Fellaini, ball out to Alderweireld. Belgium transitioning back to this back three with, of course, Nessa Chadli high. Poor ball inside. N'Golo Kante nicks it, drives through the centre of the pitch, out wide left. He's got to find one of his teammates here. A little bit behind Olivier Giroud. Again, there's a few things that N'Golo Kante needs to do to be the best midfielder in the world. I think one, deep playing in midfield. I think that decision making is there. We do have Kylian Mbappe. Ball across. Olivier Giroud. Decent defending from Toby Alderweireld.
Just waiting for that goal, man. But
that's all it is.
A brilliant ball from Griezmann there. Just curls perfectly. Look at that.
It's a great ball. Antoine Griezmann is having a very good game.
He's moving the ball quick. He's finding those passes. Not a bad ball.
Oh, Olivier Giroud had that was Giroud that touched it. Yeah, Giroud's got to do better there.
Maybe just should have taken that on. He didn't really need to go into the ground.
Not great from Olivier Giroud.
Not the most mobile, is he? Not the most mobile striker.
Giroud is absolutely rubbish. I think that's saying after he was the most underrated player on the French team. Interesting stuff there. De Bruyne and Hazard aren't doing it enough to find Lukaku. I kind of agree with that, Ash. I kind of would like to see Martinez mix it up. Maybe stick Lukaku back to that right wing and see how that sort of develops. We are 34 minutes into the first semi-final in the World Cup. France 0, Belgium 0. Eden Hazard left wing, face up Kylian Mbappe, Lukaku, ball to feet. Back inside. Again, I would like to see United use Lukaku more next season with the balls to his feet, in between the lines.
I think he can do a lot with the ball. I think he's just improving drastically every game. And we just can't wait to see what we can get with him.
Oh, here we go. France nicking it.
Lost the ball. Now this is where Griezmann needs to just move the ball quicker there. He's in a good position.
Keep getting your comments in, guys. I'll read them out there. Answer any of your questions as well.
From Dembele.
Joined by Abdul from AGTV Football. We've not had any suggestions of what we should change that name to.
I need to change my name on YouTube. AGTV Football. Look, I'll put in the message there on the
Get into the stream. I also need to put that link in the description below. That I should have done that before, but we'll do that right now. France, though, building up in the Belgium half. A bit of the first misplaced pass from, of course, Antoine Griezmann. He's having a good game so far, but that was the first bit of stinkiness from him. I'm just going to add that in there. Check out Abdul's channel. But yeah, it's some decent defending from Belgium, and going to be broken up and so forth. Check out AGT. What the absolute? Come on, what were you thinking? AGTV football.
Listen, I was a young lad. I was doing vlogs at away games and all that stuff, and I was bored, and I just thought, let me name it.
Well, guys, the link is now in the description below, so go and refresh your page and go and click on that.
We're in the big league now, you know, Video 68.
Yeah, big league, and so forth, guys. Keep coming into the comments as well. Something creative and original, like Abdul Talks. James MUFC going back to the old school name, of course, of Dave Talks. Belgium, though, on the attack, defending from Samuel and Titi.
Play up really well. It's just unfortunate he's not getting the
ball. Another
enough.
opportunity here from France.
Just got to let go. Quick.
Play
move
it to Pogba.
Move it. He's got to move the ball there. That's what frustrates me.
Antoine Griezmann.
As soon as he gets that ball there, I think he's just got to find Pogba straight away.
Yeah, and then you move.
Because Pogba's been frustrated that he's not getting enough on the ball. I think you just got to give it him there.
Good counter attack though from France again.
Yeah, brilliant how Umtiti
very well moved.
Out.
First time passes, but I think then you play it.
Even Mbappe wouldn't have been. Chadley's doing really well to drop back into that position, to be fair to him. Doing the Meunier job really well.
In my opinion, you should play Dembele over Olivier Giroud and put Mbappe as a striker. Unfortunately, I'd rather see Olivier Giroud than Dembele. I'd probably, if I were going to go at the start of the tournament, I would have taken Griezmann off and put Mbappe as a striker, Dembele to the right wing. But Olivier Giroud is down injured at the moment. Abdul TV.
TV like that.
That's a bit quicker. That's cool. That's Robert Powell coming in there with a good suggestion. Sam
you,
H.
Robert, but there's about 100 Abduls just probably in town.
Sam H saying Lukaku gets no service. It's like Hazard and De Bruyne. Don't
Statman
trust him.
Abdul.
Says I just come in.
The second Statman in the UK.
The new coming.
We've got some subscribers here. James MUFC. Shout out to
James MUFC is an absolute legend.
Seeing those pop up. Thanks, lad.
He's been in the comments for the whole World Cup, sticking by the streams, the beautiful stuff there, guys. And again, subscribe to me and like that goddamn video. We're closing on 100 likes. We have 14 dislikes. Whoever's disliking the stream, seriously, stop it. Squawker Abdul. Regan, that's going well back, mate. Well back. But
big throwbacks, man.
Yeah, throwbacks to the 80s.
We're going to be doing a lot this season.
Oh yeah, what have you got planned? Why should they subscribe? Why should they spend their time watching you?
If you want to see some analysis about Panucci and Godin and the experience they can bring into the side, that was my latest video. But you're going to be seeing a lot of, obviously, me. I've got a season ticket at United, so I'm just going to be going to every game, try and catch as many away games, probably a couple of trips as well. Went to Sevilla with Dave last time. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot more of that.
Oh, loads of stuff like that. We just had another comment from James MUFC. Abdul Eni, like Will Eni, but Abdul Eni, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
But let's just talk about the stats. Let's bring in Stat Zone again. Kylian Mbappe has created 2 chances more than any other player on the pitch. One for Olivier Giroud, one from Antoine Griezmann. France should probably be 2-0 up right now. And I think the big thing with France is they need to keep getting the ball to Kylian Mbappe.
Dembele's just been a bit too wasteful in the middle for me. Griezmann there. I think Griezmann has this weird sense of defensive.
He's very, very
style
good at
where he just knows
very, very good.
where to go, when to track back, when to intercept the ball.
Kylian Mbappe, right hand side, ball inside to
Griezmann's got to shoot.
Shot comes in, blocked by Moussa Dembele.
France have really grown into the game. Like I said, I expected that from them.
Free kick on the halfway.
Belgium should have really got one of those goals at the start of the game. Would have settled the nerves. Mbappe now.
Oh, ball inside to Benjamin Pavard. Shot comes in, save.
That's a brilliant save, that.
Lovely
That
stuff.
Absolutely class from Mbappe. Now, we were talking about how he's improved his game, taking it to the next level. Just look at that for a pass, the timing.
That was good.
I think the back line, they're struggling a bit again. We were talking about the ball. That's a brilliant save with Courtois using his feet. The De Gea style.
We've got some breaking stats right now. Kylian Mbappe has created 4 chances so far this evening. That's one more than the entire Belgium team have managed combined. That's why you should like that goddamn video. And of course, we're getting some more comments in. The true Abdul MUFC TV, the true Mank, Romelu Lou Abdul. That's quite good. I like that. That's quite fun.
TV will be like
all the fun. Again, the best, the best sort of name for Abdul's channel. Abdul will send you a chocolate bar and a fresh £5 note, guys. Dave, do you think players play a part in how they play? For example, Dembele hasn't done it so far for Barcelona. That's from my G's. I'd say it will play on your mind, to be honest. If you know that you've just been signed for 200 million quid, there's always going to be something there. But I think with the Dembele case it's an interesting one. Again, Dembele was injured for a lot of the year, or that his season was sort of real stop-start.
The system doesn't help really at Barca with some of the way some of these players really want to play. I think sometimes it's like a 4-4-2 where you see Coutinho way too far out wide, not really involved in the play. He's an absolutely brilliant player. I think he's hitting the best time of his career right now, Coutinho. We're not really seeing the best of him. I think Valverde is, as I expected from him, he'll be more of a defensive-minded manager. Where they actually have a lot of the ball, but they just don't have that risk in them. And Messi's just there for the goal scoring for me. They really need to get Coutinho more involved, Dembele more involved.
I think it's kind of a problem with Suarez as well.
Yeah.
France, though, nicking it high again in the Belgian half.
Oh, that's a ball. Brilliant.
Pogba, wide left to Matuidi.
Oh, brilliant ball. I think he should have maybe found Mbappe there, in my opinion. I think he was
open himself up a little bit. The good football from France. They're really good in the transition. Again, Griezmann working very hard.
Into that game now. Let's see Pogba there with a bit of space. Can he find that pass? Finds a Matuidi.
He absolutely loves that clip ball, doesn't he? Every single time.
He has the ability to do that. He's just always looking for it.
I think Griezmann's having a very good game so far in terms of nicking the ball back in those relatively high transitional areas. But not only that, I think he's been impressive on the ball. 93% pass accuracy so far, 12 out of 13 passes. Again, moving it quickly, but getting into areas where he can have shots. 4 shots on goal so far, 2 of them from wide areas, 2 of them deep. So maybe we want to see Griezmann a little bit better in the penalty area. Again, the shot that was blocked was that great chance. I think he's doing really well
to drop in sort of the midfield area, because Pogba, clearly the idea is to be aggressive on him, not allow him on the ball, and maybe Griezmann stepping in there, helping to move the ball fast. As we can see, he's really dropping in there. Giroud as well, brilliant hold-up play there from Giroud.
And I think that's why Giroud's needing this side, because I think we saw from the first game of the World Cup that France's attack was just too lightweight. I think avoiding Mbappe with Griezmann, with Dembele was a bit too much. I think they needed a bit of physicality up there.
I think it's just talking about how you adapt, with these sides. We're just talking about that. And obviously the change of formation. Sometimes it's better to have more of a fluid attack. Sometimes it's better to have a big man like Giroud up there to hold the play up for you. And obviously when it's more tactical throughout the World Cup, I think Giroud really works well for France.
Some comments coming in about, of course, Moussa Dembele not having the greatest of games, failed to win a tackle so far, but we do have Kylian Mbappe, right-hand side, looking to cut the ball back, edge of the area, dealt with big Marouane Fellaini, Olivier Giroud, not looking happy about that.
Hazard again,
Hazard very frustrating there, just carried the ball straight into Antoine Griezmann. Pogba.
But some of those...
Ooh, there you go. Here we go. Moussa Dembele failing to win a tackle so far, committing a big foul on Paul Pogba again. His tackle map 0 out of 2 so far.
Dembele fan, but he's not really been on it this game. I think he just loses the ball a bit too much. He's not really been
lovely from Griezmann, that wasn't it? Lovely little flip back from Paul Pogba, doing Dembele and then Dembele moving back and absolutely hacking down Pogba again. If we get to 500 likes, we'll be giving a Nigeria shirt. Maybe we'll just give you a shirt, whatever shirt you want. Maybe the new Man United shirt, because we seem so far away from that goal right now. So guys, smash that goddamn like button. Little Abdul, Big Daddy Abdul. Is Abdul going for a football-related channel or United-specific one?
Well, I started off United-specific, but I've actually switched it up. It's more football-related now. I'm planning a trip to Turin with my mates, so I'm going to be doing a lot more, Even the vlogs will be looking at doing the likes of Juventus and all those things.
Sven Singh coming in with some absolute bans.
Abdul Makoda.
Dave, do you think if we don't get Alexandro, we should get Rodriguez from AC Milan? Yeah, I really like Rodriguez. Again, not the greatest form at Milan. We do have Griezmann. Shot comes in, blocked by the wall.
Don't know what that was.
Poor pass as well. Worst thing he's done. Absolutely terrible thing. Then Dembele is getting frustrated. Who would you prefer to face in the final? That's a good question. As England or Croatia? Let's say England.
I'd say Belgium.
I think that'd be because we want it. We
really hard.
We all wanted to see that in the group, didn't we?
I think there's a really even side. What we've already seen them in the group stages. I think there's a really even side. With these guys, you just get something different.
Yeah.
Especially if Mourinho's back. I think you're obviously going to get a lot more out of Belgium. I think Dembele will probably be dropped, and rightly so, with the first half performance. Big fan of Dembele, like I said, but he's really been off the pace. His passing's been lacking. He's not really created anything. He has been moving the ball quick at times,
This goes back to my initial point about him being overrated. He's massively overrated now, Dembele. He's a good player. I think on his day he's very good.
Very underrated. Like, he was just
that's the problem. He's like dropped out from being underrated to like massively overrated now.
It does happen a lot. It does happen a lot.
But it's interesting that we can see the breakdown here that Griezmann's really keeping an eye on Dembele, which is respect to Dembele, but at the same time he's really stopped Dembele getting on the ball, and they're causing a lot of problems as soon as they break.
I think what Griezmann's really done really well here. I'm not too sure if it's straight from the shot, but we were just talking about how he's always dropping in between Witsel and Fellaini, knowing that those two are going to be aggressive with Pogba. When he picks the ball up, he's moving it quicker, which I really do like from Griezmann. He's really got that in him. It's just that we didn't see it enough in the World Cup, and now he's picking it up and he's going into World Cup. The ball through to Lukaku. He didn't really expect that, did he?
No chance.
City, I don't know, made a mess out of that.
KD very ball in from the right hand side, and TT misses a clearance.
De Bruyne puts in absolutely.
It just hits Lukaku on the hand. Simple as that. But Paul Pogba tackles for fun. 3 out of 5 tackles so far. Like to see that United. A few more tackles. He's doing well defending
really
that. Sort of getting involved with Eden Hazard. But it's half time. 0-0, guys. 0-0 in the game. What do you think needs to be changed? Get into the comments, guys. What do Belgium need to do? What do France need to do to change this game?
I'm going to leave you guys with the stats whilst I go to the toilet.
Abdul, the Fellaini fan TV. Regan, that is the best one so far. I really like that.
He's already made me change my picture on Twitter.
Abdul is a Fellaini fan, so, Abdul will be back very shortly. But at the moment, it is just 100% Statman. Shout out to producer Chris. Going to get right in the mix. What have you thought about the first? That kind of Griezmann very, very good. What about now? Can you hear it now? Can we hear this one? Is this one going through? This one's going through. Oh, so we got the mic on this one. So I'll just hold this one here until Abdul comes back. Guys, can we get another mic out? Can you just change the mic? That'd be fantastic. But guys, upsetting. Very, very upsetting there, guys. We did some analysis on Antoine Griezmann, and you couldn't hear any of it. Again, hopefully we're back now, and we'll deal with that problem right now. Just a bit of half-time problems with the lads at Studio 68. Abdul kicked the cable. Blame Abdul. Blame goddamn Abdul. Abdul, it's all your fault. Do you want to change that bit out, I think? That could be the issue. So I'll jump that one out right now. Sorry, guys. We're doing live production stuff right now. Beautiful biscuits. But anyway, what I was talking about was Antoine Griezmann versus Uruguay. I thought he had a very, very good game on the ball and off the ball. The big thing, again, the goal that he scored, a decent shot, had some movement on him. But again, the keeper expected to save it. But the impressive side of Antoine Griezmann was his ability to win the ball back. 5 out of 9 tackles won in that game. And I think you've been impressed. Before that, I wasn't impressed with his performance against Argentina, to be quite honest, or his performance before that. But when I was really sort of impressed today, again, is how he's been moving the ball quickly. And he's been making the sort of hard yards and making the motions at the right time when he needs to move it. And, you need to get the ball going forward. Again, his pass map in this game so far has been very good. All short, little, intricate passes. And I really like that from Antoine Griezmann. All doing really good stuff in the final third for France. Keeping that whenever France have looked good in this game is when they've been playing those short, intricate passes and moving the ball around and so forth. And again, Antoine Griezmann doing that really well. Other shout-outs in the first half, Kylian Mbappe. What a half he's had, in terms of creating chances. And again, France need to get him more of the ball. 4 chances created, all coming from open play, all coming from good runs as well. And I think France need to keep moving the ball down and getting it out to Kylian Mbappe, because he's a guy that can really make a difference in this game for them. Not only is 4 chances created, but he's taking people on 4 out of 7 dribbles, all coming in that right area. Something that we've not seen from Kylian Mbappe. He's playing as a counter-attacking right winger, and I really sort of like that with it. Really sort of like that from Kylian Mbappe and how he's evolved as a player at PSG. For some fantastic moves. Again, if we look at some other stats of the first half, jump on to top player. So Antoine Griezmann, again, having 5 shots on goal. He's involved. I think that's a big thing with Antoine Griezmann. You want him involved in an attacking sense. And I think with Belgium, you want to see KDB more on the ball. Only Courtois and Romelu Lukaku have completed fewer passes than Kevin De Bruyne. Not really involved in the game. And I think that's a big problem for them. Is the other mic working, Abdul?
Quick sound check. Can you hear us in the comments?
Have we got it?
AGTV Football is back. Give me a new name.
Can you hear Abdul, guys? In the comments, can you hear Abdul?
Can't see him on the screen. Can you hear him?
But anyway, Abdul, come back and sit down. But I think KDB needs to be more involved. I think that's a big thing for for the half-time sort of chat by Martinez. Get Kevin De Bruyne maybe as a false 9. I think that's where Belgium need to go and move back to that other system, because as we mentioned, only Lukaku and Courtois have completed fewer passes. Again, Courtois has completed 11 passes. KDB is only on 14 in that first half. They've had a lot of ball, Belgium. They haven't done anything with it. It's frustrating. Yes, we're good. Good stuff, guys. Just coming back to the stream. Abdul again.
Thanks to the Statman army.
The Statman army really saving the day there, guys. Good stuff. Make sure you're nice in the shot as well, Abdul. Get close. We're all friends here. Again, we mentioned the KDB thing. Other players that potentially need to step on the gas.
Yeah.
The likes of, I'd like to see more of Lukaku. I think that's a big thing. They're not getting the ball enough to Lukaku.
Yeah, well, it feels like a bit like with United sometimes, where he's just sort of isolated, where he just receives the ball, he has that quick touch, tries to hold the play up, and then he's just sort of out the game because Belgium can't do anything with it.
Well, that's the thing. They've only found him 9 times in that first half.
I think maybe they should try and switch back to the system they did against Brazil to get the best out of De Bruyne, Lukaku and Hazard.
That's what we're sort of talking about.
Look at that quick skill that was from Pogba.
Pogba. Yeah, I think Pogba's had a very good half as well, in terms of him playing quite direct. Again, I like that, him switching the play, him looking for those through balls and creating those high-quality chances. But again, defensively, he's been where he's really sort of not surprised me, but I like this from Paul Pogba. 5 tackles, 60% of them won. Really, really good stuff there. Dave, do you rate Pavard? He's been really dynamic. Yeah, I like Benjamin Pavard. I like him as a right back, but I think he's better at a centre half. But he played some really nice passes.
He looks like someone who can really play as a centre half against someone like Meunier, where it's just about their positioning. They're not the fastest, but his positioning is brilliant. And if you look at some of the passes, there are 26 successful passes, that he's finding, which is pretty impressive for someone who's just been up and down that right side. Looking for a few risky passes that he's actually tried to get to Mbappe, so to be fair to him. Yeah,
he's a wonderful ball player at Stuttgart this season. He's been fantastic on the ball. I think that's something that, at Bayern Munich in 2019, apparently he's going to join there. You're going to get, again, a centre-half, but can go past a man. Completed one of his dribbles so far. 5 ball recoveries.
Good in a back 3.
Yet to win a tackle lead in Hazard, but Pogba's been helping him in that zone. So it's been sort of a doubling up effect there. But yeah, I'm going to get to the comments now, guys. Abdul, you should change your channel name to Abdul the Loslim. No, not sure about that. Not sure about that. Keep getting the comments in, guys. Still more popular than Soccer AM. Thank you, guys. Dave, I'm starting a new save on FM. I need a challenge. I need a recommendation. Just won the Champions League and World Club Cup with... it's been deleted. I think that was with Norwich. Ash, what you need to do, start up a new game. Pick Croatia, see if you can win the World Cup, and then get a team after that. That'll be really fun. Abdul is Dave's new stat apprentice. That comes in from Bad Brad. Dave, can you please talk more about Liverpool transfers and what Klopp needs to do more in the market, and where do you think he needs to progress? I think Liverpool have done very well in the market. I think Fabinho and Naby Keita. Naby Keita's such a good player. He's going to really surprise a lot of people in terms of how good he is on the ball.
How do you think they fit in Chamberlain, though, between us?
I think this is the problem. I think what we saw from the Liverpool midfield last season with Henderson Wijnaldum or Chamberlain and lost his name, James Milner.
Yeah.
They were really, combative. They're ball winners. They're box to box. They're really aggressive. Yeah. And I think with Fabinho, you're going to get that aggression deep midfield. I think with Naby Keita, you're getting a whole lot of creativity they didn't have this season. So I think they'll really do better. But you may lose that work rate. The only question.
I think it's just about. Then again, you still upgrading a bit in the squad as well. Like you said, if you look back at the Champions League final, like I said earlier, there was no one really there to come on and really have an effect on the game when Chamberlain was out, and that was very unfortunate for them, of course. So I think it's just about obviously getting more people there in the squad, upgrading the squad when you go into the further stages in the Champions League and in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think that's a big side of what Liverpool can do. I think Naby Fekir would have been a great signing for them. Yeah. Of course, that's probably not going to go through now. There's a lot of talk about his injury problems with his dodgy knees, but he would have been perfect because he could have maybe come in and replaced Firmino. He could have come in and replaced Salah. I think the big thing with Salah next season, he's going to be a little bit injury prone. I think people will target that weak shoulder. I don't think he'll score the same amount of goals. I'd probably say...
Do you think it's a long-term thing then with that shoulder?
I just think people will be so aware of that. I think he was rushed back for Egypt. I think he's going to be rushed back for Liverpool.
I mean, you can see those loads of videos where people are like trying to take pictures with him. He put his hand on the shoulder and he's just like... It was just like, I think when he was in Egypt and the guy was like, move, what are you doing?
That's the big thing. But again, the form of Firmino's really good last season. The form of Sadio Mane as well. But I think they need, if they were to get someone like Dybala. Yeah. That's instantly. If Liverpool signed Dybala, that would break the internet.
I think Juventus have just got this whole thing around Dybala. And getting Ronaldo in and losing Dybala. What was the point, if you get what I'm saying? Because you're not going to get the best out of Ronaldo or the best out of anyone else on that side without someone like Dybala, who offers so much in terms of playmaking as well as goal scoring. It's just unfortunate that he's had a bit of his ups and downs with Allegri, and I think whichever manager joins after, you will see the best out of him.
Again, James MUFC, some more suggestions about your channel name. He's going to go Abdul, and then your second name, which I'm not going to pretend to butcher. What was your second name? Gallo. So Abdul Gallo, life in football. Anything's better than AGTV. I completely agree with that. How many passes does Hazard have in the final third? We can have a look at that again. I think he's been a bit safe in the final third. Keeps coming back on himself, but so far 100 out of 100 passes completed for Eden Hazard again. Safe passes without even looking at it. I thought he was safe in that first half. In the final third, 9 out of 9. Very interesting, but again, not really penetrating anything. Not playing Lukaku through, which could be a bit of an issue for it. Which is a big thing. Mertens, please. That could be Chelsea, could be Liverpool fans. Dries Mertens at Liverpool would be really interesting. Evening Dave and Abdul are Leeds going up. They could be with Bielsa.
What do you think?
Going to be mad.
I don't really know much about
Bielsa is a madman.
But they seem to be changing the managers just a bit too much.
Yeah, well, I think with Bielsa, they'll get the good thing about Bielsa, it won't be the effect of Bielsa when he's actually a manager. It'll be later on when these players come through and so forth. It's going to be really, really interesting to see them play. Yeah. Whether they go up, I don't know. The Championship's always very, very competitive. And it's going to be an issue to see whether... Bielsa's always been very... it's very hard to play in a Bielsa team for a season. It's very tiring. And the Championship is one of the hardest leagues to play in the whole of Europe. 48 games, all dogged games. Playing Wednesday, playing Saturday. With Bielsa's pressing, his aggression, that could be a little bit of an issue. But it's going to be a really interesting tactically to see them there. Chelsea have sucked out all the energy from me for this transfer window. They haven't really bought anyone. There's probably going to get Golovin though, which is a fairly decent signing. You see Dolberg at Ajax after 5 or 6 years? No, I think Dolberg will move on. Juventus, favourites to win the Champions League this season? Yes, I'd probably say so. That's definitely going to happen. Where does Higuain go?
Higuain? I think it was Chelsea.
Yeah, that works.
Chelsea, yeah. That'd be good to see him in the Premier League, to be fair.
Yeah, 100%. James MUFC saying the pressure will be on Salah this season. The whole world will be watching him. And if he doesn't have a good game against Brighton, for example, I agree there. Sarri to Fulham is done, according to Damasio. That is a mad one. I completely agree.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that earlier.
Wow.
Actually. Just absolutely crazy signing that. Yeah. I think Fulham have done really well with that, obviously. Mad how he's actually gone there, with the links with Barca, Arsenal, all those sides sort of linked to him, that he's ended up there.
Yeah, some more news. I've just gone on to Reddit. Reddit are absolutely sick in terms of transfer news and so forth. We've got Kennedy going to be joining Newcastle on a season-long loan.
I think that's a really good move for both. Obviously, Chelsea, Kennedy, Newcastle as well. So it's going to be good to have him there. He was absolutely brilliant for them.
He was really, really good. Really, really good. Eden Hazard, favourite to replace Ronaldo at Real Madrid. We've got Riyad Mahrez passing his medical at Man City, which I don't think that's a very good signing for them. I think they've already got a lot of quality out there. Vestergaard is having a medical at Southampton. Vestergaard has been one of those Bundesliga centre-halves that I've always had in my eye on, where I'm like, he's going to move eventually to a good club, but he's never quite got over that line. But obviously moving to Southampton can push him forward, and maybe he'll really progress to one of the top teams in Europe. Zapta looks like he may be going to Jason Sunin. That's all the transfer news we've got right now. Again, any sandwiches today, Dave? Any sandwiches? Yeah, I had a chicken and tomato and onion sandwich. It was delicious. Very, very good sandwich. Thanks from Kian Mullen sending that question in. Dave, are you excited for Serie A next season? Do you think Inter can kickstart a new era? Do you think Italian teams can come back to the glory days?
I can't wait, man.
It's going to be sick, isn't it?
Big Serie A fan. When I was growing up in my household, Serie A was the number one. It's always been, Juventus, Milan. That's what my dad used to love watching. And I always used to watch Serie A. I used to always finish the Premier League games, get straight on at 7:45 kickoffs on a Saturday.
So good.
Love it, mate.
Yeah, I think Serie A is one of those leagues that's always had that quality. For me, Lazio have kept all of their good players.
Yeah.
Milinkovic-Savic looks like he's
really
staying.
Well. If he's staying, they've done really well. I think add a bit more quality. Felipe Anderson's really getting better for me.
But he's going, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know what his situation is, but if they can keep him, I think they can really build around, around that forward line. But keeping Savic is very big for them if they're able to keep them.
That'll be interesting. But again, we'll potentially see him at Real Madrid.
I think the demand's probably like 100 million, which is for some of these sides maybe a bit too much.
Pocket change that for some of these sides. Keep your questions
coming in. It is a risk, though. It is a risk. Even in this market, it would be a risk if they are unsure of the signing, even though I think he's a brilliant player. And of course, not every team's confident. What was it about was it Sarri? Is that what his name's?
Sarri.
The guy that's joining Fulham. What was it? Apparently, he doesn't actually want to join himself, but Fulham and Nice have actually agreed a deal. That's what I read earlier, which is very frustrating for the.
Yeah, but we are about to kick off second half, though, guys. Alderweireld and Lukaku strolls over. A little bit about Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan will be very, very good in terms of what they'll do next season. I think Nangolan's a great signing.
Nangolan's a brilliant signing.
Really good signing.
Very good.
We are kicked off in the second half. Axel Witsel out to Nessa Chadli, who's been very involved. We haven't actually looked at Nessa Chadli because he's been really involved in the attacking side of Belgium whenever they're getting into that final third. He's their go-to man, receiving a lot of balls out sort of wide right. Again, maybe that's where KDB's not getting enough ball. It's all going to Nessa Chadli, not enough to KDB, and that's what Belgium need to change. Ball inside there, Matuidi, good defensive work.
Matuidi.
Sorry, not Pavard. Hernandez.
Theo Hernandez.
Claws it out.
Is his brother? What's the situation with his brother?
Lucas
Does he want to play
Hernandez.
for Spain or something?
He's Spain or France. Both of them, I think, they've got that dual nationality, so they can play for either side. Again, both coming up through the Atletico Madrid academy, and now one playing for Atletico, one playing for Real.
Another brilliant tackle from Matuidi. We've seen him do that really well on that side.
Griezmann, chance to release it.
Bruyne is struggling a bit on that side. He's not really got as much.
No, again, I think what we mentioned at half-time was we want to see KDB as a sort of a central striker, a centrepiece in this France team.
Pogba stringing a pass there through Mbappe now, just let loose. He's gone through company.
Tackle.
Brilliant tackle there from Vertonghen.
Again, a nice sign. Guys, in the office, what about Nando's afterwards? Yeah, thumbs up from Callum, thumbs up from Marty, thumbs up from Abdul. Dan is like, not enough fruit in Nando's.
Can't say no to a Nando's, mate.
Yeah, Nando's doing absolute bits, guys. Second half. What are you thinking? What are the score predictions for this second half? What's going to go down, guys? Mate, keep liking the stream. We're on 101 likes. Thank you, guys. Of course, subscribe if you're new. Keep tweeting about it, sharing it on Facebook, all the good stuff. Again, if you tweet me at Statman Dave with the link, I will drop a little retweet on that straight away. Keep getting all your chat in there. But Italian clubs are going to be very, very tasty. Man United and Real Madrid have met officials from Lazio to discuss a move. That comes in from Regan. Interesting side. Hopefully Inter can sign Malcolm. Apparently Malcolm is staying at Bordeaux. Apparently the talk's been broken down. Ball into the box. Lukaku just over the bar.
Great ball in, whoever put that in. I think it might have been Alderweireld moving from the back.
Not necessarily Chadli.
Oh.
No, it was
Witsel out of everyone.
Good ball.
Expect to be in the box.
Axel Witsel coming in there. Lewis Hurley going to go for 2-0 to France. Dave, do you think Dortmund has taken a risk hiring Favre, completely changing their football identity? Nope. Lucien Favre is one of the best managers in the Bundesliga.
Who's that? Where was he at before?
He's been at Gladbach, where he basically took them from 16th in the Bundesliga to Champions League in like a season. And then he was at Nice with Sarri, Balotelli. Very, very good manager. Very good manager.
Mbappe,
But yeah, and I think he'll do wonders at Dortmund. Dortmund needs someone like him. And again, De Hood played under Favre at Gladbach and looks really good. And imagine a double pivot of Weigl and De Hood. He sort of likes a 4-4-2 that's very pressing and aggressive. You could take the form of sort of Marco Reus burst onto the scene under Lucien Favre, scored I think around 18 Bundesliga goals in his first season, played centrally. And again, I'd like to see Marco Reus back there. Marco Reus, one of my favourite players of all time.
So frustrating the injuries that he's got into. He's a player, obviously, around the World Cup last time as well.
Chadley, back post, Marouane Fellaini, cleared by Paul Pogba doing some defensive work there on Marouane Fellaini.
He's just there covering, knows exactly what the move was going to be there for Fellaini.
Oh, there's the annoying Moose is going to get blocked, unfortunately, guys. He's been a little bit rude in the comments. How do you think Juventus setting up next season? 3-5-2? Do they go with Dybala, with Ronaldo, Mandzukic or Higuain?
I think they'll go... You see, with Juventus, it changes week in, week out, especially in the past year.
Yeah, tactically flexible.
Tactically, he's a bit of a... I'd say Allegri is just that guy where for the couple of seasons he sort of stuck to one style. As soon as Pogba moved on, he seemed to switch the team just a bit too much. I think if Alexandro leaves, which I can see happening, to fund this whole Ronaldo transfer, that could be one of the reasons he leaves. I think on that left side, we might actually see Matuidi play on that left side, especially after the World Cup, which I don't think is the most ideal thing. But if I'm going around what the best way to play is, obviously I'd keep Sandro in, get Cancelo on the right, and then, if you want to keep the back three, maybe Rugani, Benassi, Chiellini, that's a strong back three, Bentancur and Pjanic in the middle, or Bentancur or Matuidi in the middle, and then you got the likes of Dybala, Ronaldo, and maybe Cuadrado up there, or Higuain up there, or Mandzukic. You got the options there.
And so much flexibility.
Exactly.
Again, it's going to be absolute madness.
So whether they get to keep their players, obviously, if you really want to win the Champions League, which looks like the target for Juventus, they're bored of winning that league title.
They are
8
bored.
in a row.
Here we have France building up from the back. Rafa Varane at centre half into N'Golo Kante in central midfield.
Again, we really need something in this game.
Yeah, we need something. I can feel something coming, actually. Something in the air tonight with Hernandez. Ball up front to Matuidi. Ball inside. Olivier Giroud spins. Shot comes in. Corner to France.
That was great from Matuidi. He's been really good on that left side today. Moving the ball quicker. Really been sharp there, France, higher up the pitch.
I'm enjoying this French team. I think they've come, they've come on a lot at this tournament.
Yeah, they didn't start too well. I wasn't too impressed with them. I was excited about watching France, to be fair, in the World Cup. I wasn't too impressed with them.
I thought it would come like that. It was like the Euros. The Euros were exactly the same with a poor first.
It's a bit like Spain in 2010, if you remember. Started off really slow. Had a bad result against Switzerland, I think, and then
corner comes in
straight into the tournament.
Flicked in. Pogba goal! It's not Pogba, it's Umtiti. I thought it was Pogba raising up. Lovely stuff. 1-0 to France. That could be game, set, match. We've already seen how teams can sit in counter attack.
Something in the air, and it's
felt something in the air tonight, guys.
I did say 3-2. I still think we're going to see goals galore in this game. I can't wait.
That was just a quality header, and
this just set the game up now.
Absolutely set it up, guys. That was a lovely ball in
from Fellaini. It looks like he might have been beat there to a header. Oh man,
absolutely not. Marouane Fellaini never gets beat for anything. We have a replay of it. It does look like Fellaini near post.
That's a brilliant header there from Man City. Look at that.
So I got drawn there, but I thought Paul Pogba. So Paul Pogba made the near post run. That's why I thought he'd flicked it on.
Oh, Fellaini might have actually scored an own goal. Fellaini scored an own goal. He scored an own goal. I think Fellaini scored an own goal there, I think he might have scored an own goal.
Marouane, what happened, bro? That was similar to Belgium against Brazil, where Fernandinho scored the own goal. We're getting some confirmation of who scored. Samuel Umtiti is going down as with Opta.
It will change.
Abdul just on a bit of Tinder.
Nah, mate, on Twitter. What are you on about? Come on, we're not about that.
Abdul's on Tinder live on the live stream. What an absolute lad, Filthman Abdul. And maybe that's what his channel can be called. Belgium have got it all to do now. They need to make some changes, I think. Maybe bringing on someone like Dries Mertens. Let's have a look at who they've got on the bench. So if we scroll down to the Belgian bench.
Let's see what people are saying. Is it a Fellaini on goal?
You've got Carrasco could come on. You've got, of course, Januzaj, Dries Mertens. Who are you bringing on, Abdul? Or Batshuayi?
Batshuayi, maybe. I think they need to it's not about really bringing someone on. I think it's about changing what you already have on the pitch.
I think first. Yeah, I think first that needs to be done.
Sort of maybe get Lukaku to push out on the right. Hazard's been involved. Lukaku really needs to get on the ball more. Yeah. Maybe De Bruyne to just move further up the pitch in the central area. Maybe pull out a Dembele. Maybe it's time for Dembele to come off. Yeah,
again, I think the width has been a big problem. Maybe Carrasco could be a good change. Put him on the left. Chadli at right wing back. Going to 3-5-2. Getting De Bruyne central again, and maybe throwing up, what they sort of did against Japan, where it was Witsel holding, then they had De Bruyne, Hazard in central midfield, and Fellaini next to Lukaku. We have another chance from France, though. Dembele again off the pace. Could someone go and smash the mute button on the fire alarm? Just hear it. Again, guys, I've got great hearing, like a legend of the hearing techers. But yeah, guys, we're in now. We're absolutely in. 1-0 to France.
Guys, is it an own goal? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm trying to find it on here. What are people saying? Is it an own goal?
Is it an own goal, mate? Maybe it is an own goal. But we'd have a free kick for France in, of course, Belgium half. Griezmann again to deliver. What's he going to do? I'm not looking at the comments right now. Antoine Griezmann, left-hand side of the box.
Perfect ball there, mate, isn't it?
You see, I'd probably prefer a right footer in that situation, but again, you could probably swing it away from the keeper.
You can really get it in there on the right. I think Pogba doesn't really need to be in the box out of the set pieces every time. It's a bit stupid to say, obviously, like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
The big man in there, good in the air. But they've got so many big guys there. It's like United, but no one
chipped in ball there, flicked out by Kompany. Nessa Chadli out. Lukaku will flick it on. De Bruyne into Hazard's feet. That is a good foul. That is a very, very good tactical foul there. That's got to be a booking from Hernandez.
I think the ref's really let this game go, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of nice.
This isn't the worst thing. I think Dembele had a bit of tactical foul in the first half. Didn't get a yellow for that. Matuidi again stepping in. He's done really, really well there, covering on that left side. He's done brilliantly well.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get from, aren't you?
I really want to see some of those stats from Matuidi.
Oh, I want to see some stats. I want to see some stats.
I'm loving what Matuidi's doing. Oh,
be careful,
glorious guys. Stat zone. Here, let's see what we got.
Here we have. Also good at Kante.
He's completed 15 out of 16 passes.
So if you're clicking it, you guys can see it. Tasty stuff. 93% pass accuracy.
It's not all been down one side. It's actually done all right. He's looked to play the ball in the middle as well. Let's go look at what he's done.
See if he's won the ball back at all. That's what we want to see.
Is that his defence?
Belgium building from their back three again.
5 out of 5 tackles.
Oh, that's tasty. That. Click on that. Show that to the guys.
Absolutely brilliant. Just look at that.
That's what you were talking about. How he was covering the left back really well. And again, the threat from Nessa Chadli.
He's always stepping in. His interceptions as well have looked all right. Don't know. Yeah, 2 interceptions, not bad at all. He keeps. I think.
Oh, here we have Pogba on the counter attack. We're going to have to go widescreen. Kylian Mbappe driving down, ball inside, early ball. Matuidi first touch, poor. Decent block for Alderweireld. Good break from France, though. Again, there's a lot of opportunity there for France.
I'm enjoying Pogba, moving the ball quicker there.
Hernandez really inside.
His game in the World Cup.
Kylian Mbappe, what a turn!
Days, what a pass! Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. I've never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that.
Kylian Mbappe has just done one of those Zinedine Zidane roulets and backheeled it through the ball.
How do you even think about doing that? That's disgraceful.
My God. That is such a pass. Olivier Giroud played clean through with some skill from Kylian Mbappe. Wow. Unbelievable text there.
That's what I was talking about, Pogba there, where he's picking the ball up straight away, looking for that quick pass. Something we don't always see at United. I think he's done really well in the World Cup. Although his forward play with United, I think we've seen just a bit better sometimes. But I think when games aren't going well for him at United, I think what you want to see from Pogba.
Oh, Mbappe bursting past Marouane Fellaini into the penalty area.
It's a brilliant tackle.
Decent tackle from Fellaini there on the slide. We don't see that enough from Man United. Regan saying this is a win-win for Henry. I completely agree there. Dave, what do you think of Martin Odegaard? Have you watched him recently? How do you rate him? What do you expect from him? I saw him back in the day when he played for...
Yeah, whatever happened with him, to be honest.
I think it was a Norwegian team. But I don't think he's progressed as he should have done. I think the move to Real Madrid was stupid. I think he should have moved to Ajax. I think Ajax would have been perfect for him. Think about the Danish players that were there. Yeah, you had at that point, I think, you had the likes of Victor Fischer, you had Kasper Dolberg. I think that would have fit in really nicely. We've got some comments coming in as well. Mbappe's been the best player at this tournament, followed by Hazard. I think Mbappe's been the best player going forward. I agree with that. Really making the difference. France are really turning it on. Pogba's been insane for France, but Mbappe's been sensational to watch. Wish Rashford was like him. Rashford is very much like Kylian Mbappe. Alderweireld crashing a shot over the bar. How good has Pogba been? Pogba has been so good at the World Cup, especially in these knockout games.
On today. Who's your man of the match for now, you'd say?
I think Kylian Mbappe has been really good so far.
I think Mbappe, Matuidi definitely in with a shout as well.
But, yeah, Matuidi's been really good. Matuidi's been good defensively.
In terms of defensive work, he's been really good.
But Pogba, again, looking for those through balls, the switch to the play, what you want to see.
He's doing it really quick as well, He just sort of senses where to pass the ball, which I really like. It's just about getting experience, I think, for Pogba. He's played now in 2 World Cups, played in the Euros. It's only going to get better for him from now. Giroud holding the play up. Brilliant pass to Griezmann. Griezmann's got to move it on quick now. He's got to look for Mbappe. Oh, what a back heel there. That was Mbappe. Back to Griezmann. Hold the play.
I'm just trying to compare the 2 players. I've never done this before.
He does the flicks all over the show with Mbappe and Griezmann.
So this is a really good example of why Pogba's actually given an attacking input for France in terms of looking for balls versus Eden Hazard, who's been very flat in the final third. And that's a really interesting side there, that Hazard, when he gets there, is looking for the safer option, whereas Pogba's being very, very direct in the final third, looking for those through balls. Again, there's more space for Pogba because he'd carry on the counter-attack, but at the same time, Eden Hazard looking really, really good.
I think the problem with Hazard is, he wants to take that many players on. By the time he reaches that point where he can't sort of do much with it, he's either got to look for the safer pass or he gets tackled. That's what I've been seeing a lot from Hazard, which is really frustrating from a player with his quality, of course.
Yeah, 100%. Callum, can you have a look at the tags? Cheers, bro. Good stuff all round from the chaps at Studio 68. Maybe update the thumb as well. Do a little picture of the goal. Maybe that will get the lads in to support the stream. Again, thanks for joining us tonight. We are having a great sort of time here. And Martial is closer to Mbappe. Interesting. Mbappe is miles ahead of Rashford. Rashford needs to improve his finishing. Mertens on for Dembele. Called it. Yeah, fair play. We have just seen confirmation
of that. That's a change that really needed to happen. They're really struggling with that left side. That's why we're talking about Jordan Lukaku. If he'd come to the World Cup, he could have really played with actual Meunier and Jordan Lukaku, with guys who can play as wing backs and can play as left backs as well. They would have brought a balance into the side. I think Martinez got it wrong there, unfortunately.
We've got some comments coming in about Roberto Martinez. Now we will see what Martinez can do as a manager. I think Martinez is the most overrated manager. I think he did really good stuff with, of course, the last game, playing a false 9, catching Brazil out.
I think he's slightly underrated at times. I'm not saying he's a brilliant manager or anything. I think he's a good manager. I think a lot of the people sort of downplay what he's doing because of the quality in the Belgium side. Although obviously I question some of the stuff, like I said now, about not bringing Jordan Lukaku and getting a bit more balance with the formation that he wants to use. I think him adapting against Brazil and changing the system was really good, and the changes he made against Japan were really good. Japan aren't the easiest team. If you just look at the work that Giroud and Griezmann are willing to sort of track back and do the dirty work. There we go, Lukaku's peeling off to the right side where we wanted to see him. Lukaku now cutting in. Brilliant ball to Mertens. Mertens floats one in. Fellaini in the back post, just cleared. De Bruyne.
Sliced. Interesting, it's moving to, it looks like Marouane Fellaini's playing near Lukaku. De Bruyne has dropped to deep in midfield. Mertens is on the right wing. Hazard's on the left wing. Almost looks like a 3-3-4.
Varane very aggressive. Have done really well with coping with the aerial problems, but now they're going to face a lot more. I think Lukaku, with Mertens being on, is going to be moving around a lot more and having a lot more space. Let's just see if they can find him in the box. I think he just didn't have enough space. It was a bit like the problem that he has at United, where he just has it in him, but he just doesn't receive the ball enough for me. And when he does, it's always in tight spaces where he's got to let the ball go quick, which he does really well. But unfortunately, we're not seeing him get involved in the play enough, mate.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem for Belgium now, is how they can contribute in this sort of central area. I think De Bruyne needs to get on the ball a lot. It's a big thing for them to build from deep. They've been poor from these deep areas, and De Bruyne drifting to sort of right position. Tackled by the main man.
Matuidi's Matuidi. Tackle stats coming to you at the end of the game on a Statman Twitter. Can't wait for those stats.
They're going to go off. Stats. Blaise Matuidi's going off. But no, this is it. World Cup semi-final 2018. Goal getting excited. All the goals are going off.
Out to Chadley.
Little touch inside.
Theo Hernandez has been doing really well, to be fair.
He's a good defender. I think that's the thing that's never been questioned by him. He's always a good defender. I think just going forward could give me a little bit more if I'm going to be blatantly honest. But no, he's been...
Again, Chadley taking the corner is just a bit odd when you got Mertens, De Bruyne on the pitch.
Bit weird.
Hazard as well.
Come on, Romelu. All about you, Romelu.
Not delivered a really good one yet. Let's just see if he can do better.
Chadley, right-hand side. Arm up. Where can he put it? Whips it in. Near post. Poor. Very, very poor ball from Chadley. Big opportunity for France to break.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's a yellow card. Pogba breaking behind the Belgian midfield. Very good tactical foul. Credit to Eden Hazard.
Was that Pogba or Matuidi? I think that might have been Matuidi again. Tackling and then getting tackled. Yeah, Matuidi. Look how he intercepted that.
Oh, it was Matuidi. That was nice.
He's just been everywhere, even though he's been on that left side.
Really has.
Really enjoying watching
Lewis Early
Matuidi.
saying Pogba, Kante, Matuidi is immense in defence. Playing it quickly in transition. Been brilliant in the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly what we've seen from them. They're just moving the ball. Like I said, they've just grown into this game, just like they've grown into the tournament. Yeah,
really looking good.
That was a big opportunity. Yeah, I think that was a good tactical foul from Hazard. He just had to do that, really.
Had to take him down.
He had to take him down.
Break his legs.
Because there was Mbappe on the right, and I think it was Anders also.
Big moments for Belgium, though. Martinez has made a few changes. We'll probably have to make a few more. I'd like to see maybe Carrasco come on just to give a little bit of direct threat if they still need that goal. Just a bit too laboured, I think, at the moment. De Bruyne is still not getting on the ball enough. Yeah. For my liking, if he's moving to this sort of central midfield area.
I think, like I said, we're talking about scoring those goals.
Good ball that is.
Look how he just stands on that and finds that ball. Brilliant ball there from De Bruyne.
Hazard, edge of the area. Mertens to cross.
Can he float one in? Not a bad ball. Right in the mixer there. De Bruyne picks it up in a dangerous position. Just about getting that goal now for Belgium to open up the game. We're going to really see an end-to-end game here. I think we're going to see more than the 2 goals in this game.
You reckon?
As soon as that 1 goal goes in from Belgium, which I can see coming actually, with some of the balls they're putting into the box for Lukaku and Fellaini.
Simple, isn't it? Simple football. When you've got those sort of targets in the area, you literally just get it wide and you sling it in. Mertens, wide right.
Again,
whipped in. Fellaini. Big chance there.
Past the post.
Big Marwan Fellaini.
Mertens doing really well there with some of those crosses. He should be taking the corners, like I said. Yeah. Just before.
Lovely shape on that delivery.
Just like United, they need to be taking advantage. It's frustrating when your team's not taking advantage of these corners. Of course, always hitting the first man off the crosses, which is really frustrating. Yeah,
I think that's the kind of thing with this Belgium side is that this is the game plan now. Get the ball wide, whip it in. KDB from those wide areas. We want to see this go to extra time. Ball over the top. Decent defending from Varane.
Varane again, just dealing with the problems. Pogba straight away, no messing about. Get that ball to Pavard. Look at that touch from Mbappe, brilliant.
An interesting.
France will settle there.
Yeah, the development of course, Paul Pogba, the rest of the team coming of age in a way in this tournament, and sort of showing what they can do at the top level of world football. A lot of people have already seen Kylian Mbappe on the Champions League, but again, a lot of people don't watch football, so they'd be surprised with this young French attacker blowing the doors down in a way. But yeah, we've got the final coming up next Sunday. Is going to be exciting. We may do the third place playoff on the Statman Dave YouTube channel just for the bants to get involved there. The energy of Kante and Matuidi
poor ball there
will match England's. The
defence gives the ball straight back to France. Slowing things down a bit, France now.
Yeah, I think they need to go for the kill. They need to absolutely take them.
They're not getting ahead of themselves. Look at that from so comfortable on the ball. It's brilliant to watch.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things where you're looking at a player that dominates both in a defensive sense and an attacking sense as a centre half is very, very good. But we've still got a lot of minutes left. 66 minutes left in the game.
Great tackle there from Kante.
Fellaini just getting away with leaving something late on Titi.
That's what he does.
Yeah, he does. Likes to leave it nice and late. Elbows, all sorts of good stuff.
Just seen a bit too much there in between Alderweireld and company now. Oh, that's a great ball there in between the defence. Now, that's what Hazard was lacking, like I said
Paul
earlier.
Pogba, nicking the ball.
He needs to do that.
Mbappe is away again. 3-on-3 for France.
Quick.
Play it inside.
He's got to play it inside there. Oh, he's found Griezmann.
Touch, Griezmann, edge of the area. What can he do? Back inside. Giroud balloons it over the bar.
He's got to put that in the path of Pogba there. Try and hold it up and do something.
Sanzio saying Griezmann has been useless in this game. Can't disagree, but we're all open to our opinion. Thank God United didn't go for him. And Sarri is not confirmed to Fulham, but apparently the clubs have accepted. Fulham have put a bid in.
Apparently, he's still not really happy about the move himself. Although I don't think it's a bad move for someone who sort of wants to show himself in
the Premier League. Yeah, I think it's a good one.
The Premier League at the top level. Sessegnon looks like he might stay another season or two.
Got a good manager in there as well.
Good for his game. I can't wait to see Fulham and Wolves. I'm really excited about them both coming up.
Yeah, Fulham and Wolves are going to be really, really good to watch. I expect both of them to stay up, to be quite honest. If Fellaini puts it 1-1, LVG will go out and take credit for playing as a striker at Man United. Shiva, I completely agree, bro. That is going to happen. There's a lot of chat about Jordan Lukaku's positioning. Yeah, it's not great. I think as a wing-back, though, in this Belgium system with a centre-back behind him, you can kind of get away with that.
Yeah, you've really played Carrasco out there.
Again, there's Blaise Matuidi winning the ball back. I think we're going to... Blaise Matuidi, I think, has been man of the match so far. Yeah. Get your man of the matches into the comments, guys. Keep getting involved with the chat.
They're really frustrated on that right side. They seem to look for Chadli as the outlet and now push Mertens out there. And Matuidi's really coping with the pressure on that side. And as well as that, he's still a threat going forward. So for me, up to now, it'll probably be man of the match.
So much energy from Blaise Matuidi. That's what you definitely expect from him. A top player. A player that's hopefully going to get back to the best again. A little bit old getting on. Again, we've got a lot of chat about England in the comments. Again, how England should set up and how they should play against Sweden. How they should play against, Croatia, not Sweden. They played against Sweden and they beat Sweden 2-0. Playing pretty much a 3-5-2. Abdul, do you think this is the best system for Sweden to play? To play Croatia for England, absolutely bottling this.
Yes, I think at the start I thought they would have needed a Loftus-Cheek or a Delph to come in there in those bigger games. But I think because of the movement ahead of Henderson, I think that causes a lot of problems no matter who you are. And I think against Croatia, I think England might actually have a lot of the ball. Surprisingly, even though with the midfield that Croatia have, I think they'll sort of just get it into Henderson. And, Jesse Lingard and Ali will be pressing in that midfield. They'll be running on game. You're in the World Cup semi-final. That obviously adds a bit as well. Someone who like Jesse Lingard, who loves to run all game. Fellaini's getting the ball on the left wing.
He's always good on the left wing. But again, I think the key thing for England is working this opportunity again. Is working that what we saw, against Sweden is that sort of cross from Lingard to Dele Alli at the back post.
Trippier and Lingard doing really well to connect on the right there. I think they move the ball really quick in between them. I think we're talking about players who just take a bit too long with their decision making.
I think constant bombardment from Belgium.
Look at Giroud there. All the way. I thought he was a left back there at one point.
Dave, did you hear about Sarri to Fulham? Yeah, we've been chatting about that. My opinion is, he's a good player. I think that there's questions on whether he's a top player, but he's a good player. I think he's a very good player. I don't think he's not going to win the Champions League, but for Fulham it would be an unbelievable signing. Matuidi on the counter-attack. Bringing a yellow card out of Toby Alderweireld, who hasn't impressed me in this game.
So much energy from Matuidi on that side. It's caused them problems, obviously, all around defensively and going forward, Belgium.
Do you think Fulham and Wolves will do next season? Their football was good last season, but I think more pragmatism will be needed if in the Premier League. Fulham made a few mistakes last season playing out from the back. James, I think it's going to be interesting. I think they're both going to go for it. I think that's why they're both going to be really exciting teams. I
like that.
I'd probably say Wolves stay up, Fulham maybe to go down, just because, like as you mentioned, James, the mistakes that they have, suspect 2 getting caught out of the back, that's going to get absolutely destroyed in the Premier League. Thinking, like a Sam Allardyce type team is going to be sort of, really pressing you high in those situations. Pogba has been immense. I think Wolves will make a top 10 finish. Yes, Shiva, I completely agree. The quality that they have, Diogo Jota, Ruben Neves, unbelievable.
Patricio now in goal as well.
Rui Patricio in goal. Apparently there's other centre-halves that they're going to buy. Willy Bolly, I think, has signed from Porto as well. He was on loan at there last season. There's a lot of quality players, and a very good manager as well. So yeah, I can really agree with that they're going to be going. Wolves getting, of course, higher and higher in the Premier League. Top 10 of Europa League. I think Burnley will struggle, to be quite honest. They're expected goals.
I think Wolves have got a big future in the Premier League. I think we'll see a lot of them next
especially
year.
with Jorge Mendes giving them loads of play.
It just seems to always be going back and forth between De Bruyne and Mertens on the side, and they're really trying to pop that cross in, and they just can't do it. Even when they get on that side, to be fair to someone like Mbappe, he's willing to work hard, obviously work back and help the defence.
Touch from Lukaku.
Those are the touches I'm talking about. Lukaku, he's just not getting enough touches on the ball, Lukaku, because I think he just needs to drift to either side, the left or right now, because it's really frustrating.
At the same time, they need some quality. We have Samuel Umtiti down holding his cheekbones. I don't know what's happened there. Taking an elbow or something. Oh, just taking a ball right in the chin.
It's not nice, that, is it?
It shouldn't hurt too much.
It does look bad.
On the half volley.
Have you ever had a ball hit you right in the face?
Have I ever had balls in my face? No, Abdul, I haven't.
No, a football, I said.
Football? No, I haven't.
A bit more appropriate.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Come on.
I'd drop Ali, keep Lingard in, Jim James, MUFC. I think I'd play them both. I think that's
I think
really
I'd
nice.
just stick to it. I think the movement, I was of that opinion, but I think the movement that they both caused in the middle, I think does really well. Although I think Delph or a Loftus-Cheek can come in as an enforcer to see out a game, and I think it's important to have that at the end of the game. And Gareth Southgate has done that really well, to be fair to him. Just bringing him in at the right time.
So I'd question his use of his system. Yeah. I think his system needs to switch to a 3-4-3
I think he needs to adapt a bit more, but I think his changes as in mid-game haven't been too bad. But he does need to adapt to another system, because just like Belgium the other day, every team's different. You got to play in different
to switch it around and stuff.
Fellaini seems to really drift out on that left side, which is really frustrating for him.
So I think the idea for Belgium now is to get the ball down the right wing and cross it to the back post.
Yeah,
I think that's
what they're clearly
But at the same time, they need some more width on the left. Can't just go down one flank.
Hazard I think France have done.
They have defensively been really good. Pogba again facing up Eden Hazard. Pogba has been really good defending against Hazard, really showing that part of his game that there's a lot of work for him to do on his defensive game when he's playing as a in a two-man pivot, in a three-man pivot, three-man midfield. I think he's good, but he's shown some really good stuff today. De Bruyne crosses in. That's the game plan is literally that. That is a tackle from Witsel.
Another brilliant
really good tackle on there.
He's given that as a free kick. I thought that was a great tackle.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Rapids saying Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Lingard works best for me. Best balance in my opinion. I just like the sort of, I like the sort of go of sort of, them pushing up together and the fluidity of that. And the thing that annoyed me about England and Sweden is when they received the ball in central midfield and they were both together on the same line. I want to see if one receives it on the line in central midfield, the other guy's in between the lines. That's what I want to see. And Croatia, there's space. If you run off that midfield, there's space. And again, there's a video coming out today on the Statman Dave YouTube channel. Not just one video today. There's 2 videos today. We've got an England preview going out there, so make sure you check that one out. I'm going to upload it straight away after this. It's going to be absolutely tasty. Dave, how does it feel to have more views than Sky Sports, who have an ex-England international on it? Ha ha ha. Scott, it's very funny. But guys, thanks for staying along. Are you going for another toilet break?
Yes, I've had 2.
Don't break the audio this time, all right? Guys, just make sure, get into the comments. Is the audio still working? Going single Statman at the moment. Abdul, get me a beer as well, lad. Thank you. Need to get myself hydrated. Here we have Eden Hazard. 2 KDB in between the space. Gets the shot away. Blazes it over the bar like Blaze Matuidi. They're on Facebook, which is the funny thing. Yeah, very funny stuff. De Bruyne has been poor. Dave, talk about what he's done in this game. I would love to talk about how poor Kevin De Bruyne has been doing. I'm just looking at Marty, because Marty's been tweeting about how Leroy Sané has been terrible and Gabriel Jesus, and he's been a bit of a bully at the World Cup. But let's bully some more players, of course. Bullying is bad, but when it's someone like Kevin De Bruyne who plays for Manchester City, it's always good. Because quite frankly, I don't think he's been good enough on the ball. Only 32 passes completed so far. The big thing there, only 14 in that first half. Courtois managed 11. Second half, again, no penetration. It looks almost like a Mesut Ozil pass. Oh my God, I've just done all this analysis without showing you the goddamn screen. So this is the second half. Again, it looks a bit like Mesut Ozil when he was moved to central midfield. Audio working. All sorts of banter. But again, this is the second half. This is the first half. Not good enough from Kevin De Bruyne. Want to see more from him. Standards are very, very good. Ball whipped into the box. It is absolutely gone. Main live once again. And Abdul, get me a goddamn beer, please, bro. Oh, fair enough, Abdul. Oh, to be fair, yeah. Sorry, man. Get back in. On the return of the Abdul. Dave, can you show me Fellaini's pass map?
I missed 3 goals.
You missed 10 goals. It's now 10-10. Fellaini pass map so far.
Carrasco coming on.
That's what I wanted to see. I was calling it. 24 out of 27.
I think that's why Carrasco should have been really be playing more of as an impact sort of player. But yeah,
I think he's a wonderful player, very talented. Again, Marouane Fellaini, keeping it nice and simple in the final third. Cheers, bro. You absolute legend.
Man like Callum.
But yeah, I think now it'll be a 3-5-2. Hazard in midfield, De Bruyne in midfield, Witsel holding, And then, of course, the main man, Marouane Fellaini, up front with Romelu Lukaku. Cheers to everyone watching the stream, guys. Keep liking it, keep subscribing, and all that good stuff.
Pogba's doing really well, obviously, with his
Again,
passes.
tactical
really
preview out tonight. England versus Croatia. It's a tasty little preview. Very, very excited. Honestly, I think Belgium not bringing Nangolan really hurt them. Eunice, I completely agree. Nangolan has been so good
Mbappe's
this
been
season.
Brilliant to watch, man. Honestly, his movement off the ball and on the ball is so direct.
tasty. Imagine if he's played as a centre forward. He'd be on about 12 goals in the tournament so far.
I think if you're getting playing off the right man, you'll really see, obviously, maximum potential.
Marouane Fellaini first dealing with Neymar and now pulling back, killing Mbappe.
If you're in Mbappe's place, would you take the move to Madrid over the summer? Think he's ready?
It's tough. I like Paris as a city. Paris is a wonderful city, but I also like Madrid as a city. I think I'd love to work under Thomas Tuchel if I was a player, because I think he's a bit mental, and I think he does stuff that is very new age
it's a
in
good
terms of
experience
tactics.
for that.
But then same with Lopetegui.
Players.
Lopetegui is another very good coach, so I'd like to see him under Thomas Tuchel. To be honest, that'd be good.
Great
Griezmann ball in, headed over the bar by Paul Pogba.
Paul Pogba.
Lukaku has gone ghost. Big Romelu. He's just not getting fed the ball enough. I think that's the big thing with today. Not enough ball to Lukaku's feet.
Yeah.
A little bit Manchester United centric from
very, very frustrating. I said that from like the first few minutes when I said it's very Manchester United like, where it's central, receives the ball, he's got to touch it quickly. Someone is doing the right thing, but it's just not getting it back. He's not getting it in the right places.
No, I think that's the problem.
Varane, Fellaini, I think, has got to go in there and try and win that header. That was very frustrating.
Yeah, I think again, like now, this situation, you don't really want Fellaini coming deep. Hazard, brilliant run inside, lovely little touch, edge of the area. That is a foul. No, absolute rubbish.
Well, he might.
Is he saying he dived?
If it's a dive, it's a brilliant dive, but it did look.
He's
like
definitely gone. It looked like it in.
I'll get up, you idiot.
In real time there. He checked inside and he basically went over his leg. Maybe it was a dive. We'll get a replay in a second, guys. I'll be able to tell you whether it's a dive or not a dive.
The ref is very sure of it, isn't he? That's a
foul. That's definitely a foul. He's cleaned him out. Olivier Giroud.
Definite foul, that.
Like, there's contact, there's everything.
It's mad how far back Giroud's dropping back. He's almost defending against Fellaini and Lukaku, isn't it?
Absolutely mad. But then that's the work rate of this French team that we've seen that's very good. Hazard on the break, though. Lovely little touch from Romelu Lukaku, that was actually. That's where Hazard needs to improve. Fellaini off, Carrasco on. Sad times.
I would have bought a bit.
Should we just cancel the stream now?
For me, I'm happy.
Fellaini's off, man.
I'm not as big of a Fellaini fan as the Statman himself.
What do you reckon? Get into the comments. Should we cancel the stream because Marouane Fellaini has gone off the pitch? Yes or no? Vote now.
Come on, man. Let's take this into extra time.
I want to see extra time. But then Nando's is going to close.
I'm not satisfied.
No, me neither.
There is a Nando's that stays until 11 around the corner. Don't worry, I've got this Nando stuff unlocked. Sponsor me, mate. I know I've got like 400 subs. You can boost those subs by subscribing to AGTV Football. Name changing tonight.
We've got a lot of
thanks to the Statman army.
Yeah, we've got a lot of comment. I don't know what's going on upstairs.
What is going on upstairs?
There's some serious wrestling going on.
Some few guys are fuming upstairs because of this game. Not been good enough for a
lovely touch from Lukaku.
What a tackle
from Varane. Shot comes in, Witsel. That was a lovely little bit of play.
Really there, plays it out. You see what very, very harsh tackles going in there.
We're seeing really from a little bit of Belgium actually playing to Lukaku's feet and what he can do. Those 2 one-touch passes then to Eden Hazard.
Exactly.
That's what you want to do.
You just need to do more of that and try and get him involved.
Kyle 400 is saying Marouane Fellaini stats not so good. So when we praise Fellaini, we also have to analyse his stats when maybe he hasn't performed as he should have done. Let's get the stats up for Marouane Fellaini. 1 shot on goal. 0 goals, of course. 1 shot of goal coming in just wide. That was that header. That was arguably Belgium's biggest chance of the game so far.
Yeah.
Could have got them back into the game. Other things from Marouane Fellaini.
Look at that for a tackle from Varane. That is the tackle of the tournament.
Really, really good tackle. Fellaini, 4 ball recoveries. Decent in terms of what he's doing there. Again, 2 out of 3 tackles. Again,
Tweedy again winning another tackle. His stats are looking tasty at the end of this game.
I think Marouane Fellaini's had a good game, but it's time to bring on some width on that left-hand side. And again, I would have gone Carrasco.
Who do you bring on now from Tweedy, though? He's really been the man on that side.
He has been a man. Blaise Matuidi's been really, really good. So we've got
an extra man there in the middle.
And Nzonzi would be a good option.
And then sort of...
Then pull Pogba out wide left. I'd like to see that.
Because they seem to drift in the middle either way, which suits Pogba's game off that left side.
If you're going to go dirty brutal, I'd be like Thomas Lemar, counter-attack.
Yeah. Like, he just doesn't seem to risk it really with Lamar. I thought some of the games, even when they want to sort of go defensive, they don't really do that.
I know. I think it's one of those interesting sides of like when you play Football Manager at the
Nzonzi looks like he's coming.
When you're playing against the big teams in like the knockout stage, they usually drop back to a 4-1-4-1, disgustingly defensive formation, keep the ball and slow the tempo down. But there's always a time when you've got, I don't know why, but I had Marcus Rashford, one of my teams. I don't even think it was United. And he always used to come on and be the difference maker, like pace and whatever. But Thomas Lamar, I don't think it'll be. Nzonzi, Pogba to the left.
Yeah, it looks like Nzonzi's actually coming on.
Is he?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Good stuff. Good tactics, guys. Lovely stuff.
It looks like number 9's coming off.
Oh, so Blaze is okay. Blaze is okay. James MUFC. To be fair, I would have kept Fellaini on as a target man. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to bring on Carrasco who's going to cross, surely you leave one of your best ball winners on. Nzonzi for Olivier Giroud. Interesting. Griezmann maybe through the middle. Maybe a 3-man midfield.
Because they know that they're just going to sort of keep the ball in the middle now. Maybe Pogba further up the pitch now, which I'd really like to see.
Oh yeah, 100%. Maybe in that wide area.
They need a bit more of a hold-up man. So maybe if he helps out the likes of Griezmann up there.
Arnason saying, no, Dave, Belgium's best chance was Alderweireld shot in the first half. Yeah, fair. The Alderweireld spin and shot was good, but I think that Fellaini header
more of a
was a better chance, I think. But yeah, thanks for getting into the comments. I think that's a subscriber from Iceland, maybe. Sigars, is it Sigarson? Could you get into the comments and say where you're from in the world?
Icelandic name, that, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely Icelandic name. Giroud is injured, so it makes sense. Interesting. That could be a really big miss for the final.
Theo Hernandez, Griezmann having a word change.
Blaise Matuidi is a legend.
They do that.
Olivier Giroud walking off here, guys. We're probably a little bit behind your stream. We're 84 minutes in at the moment, and again, this has been a great game.
Yeah, I really want to see this go into extra time. Not satisfied.
No, me neither.
On
World
Cup levels.
There's been so many goals so far.
I expected a 3-2.
Yeah, we overhyped it. With the British media.
Belgium scored, and this goes into extra time. We'll see a load of goals in extra.
That's what we want. Getting some more comments from James MUFC, who is ahead of us in the stream. Apparently, Matuidi has gone off for Toledo now. Decent tactical change there. Pogba looking like a little bit more higher up the pitch.
I expected that. I thought they'd need someone more of a hold. I think Pogba's
looks a little bit like a diamond, maybe. We'll have to
Nzonzi and Kante then intercepting each other.
Oh, Matuidi's down. Blaze! Anyway, guys, get into the comments. Who's been your man of the match? Because so far, well, for us, it's been Blaise Matuidi. What a super performance from the Juventus central midfielder. Not only is he doing it in the final third, 3 shots on goal. What we've been most impressed about is his play, has been his ability to win the ball back. 3 ball recoveries all over the pitch. But 6 out of 6 tackles won. Very, very tasty. All on that left-hand side. All defending against Nessa Chadley, who is the danger man for Belgium. We all know that. And 3 interceptions. Really, really good stats from Blaise Matuidi, who, has really come of age in the last few games in the knockout stages. And again, will be a miss for France if he's out the game against England. The Statman army are getting absolutely hyped. Abdul is pumping them up. Wow.
Let's go, guys.
Looking at the stats here.
Let's take this to extra time.
Oh my, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That is big if Matuidi does miss the final. That is absolutely...
Blaze may have been good, but Kylian Mbappe's created 6 chances, 1 fewer than the entire Belgium team has managed combined. Unbelievable stats, Jeff. We'll just have a look to see whether...
Step up in the World Cup at that age.
Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable, isn't it? His record versus Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, he scored 4 goals at his first World Cup. Pele scored 6 goals at his first World Cup. Is Mbappe their next Pele or Ronaldo? Get into the comments, guys.
Is he on 3 now? Is that...
He's on 3. Yeah, so Blaise Matuidi, 6 out of 6 tackles won so far, more than any other player on the pitch. Ball into the box, back post.
That's where Fellaini would have been the guy. That's exactly where Fellaini would have.
What I'm saying.
I would have taken off Witzel. I don't really think he's had an effect in the middle.
No,
I understand about having that defensive play, but I actually genuinely don't feel like he's done anything right.
I would take one of the centre backs off. I don't think you need a centre back.
Or maybe even that. Yeah.
Go for it at the back. Play Carrasco as a left back. Like, you've got to go for it now.
Carrasco, Paul there.
This is a World Cup semi-final. You've got to go for it.
Brilliant tackle from Hazard, though.
He's impressed Hazard at the World Cup, hasn't he? Look, it's like he wants to move to Real Madrid or something, doesn't he? Lovely little tactical foul there. Probably going to get booked in N'Golo Kante. Yep. 1-2. Out he goes.
Imagine he misses the next game. I was thinking about Matuidi there. That's where you want your Jesse Lingard and Trippier connection really coming in into that final.
That's the good thing. If he's out injured, it's game over. A lot of comments coming in. Mbappe or Matuidi? Matuidi or Mbappe? Is that Kante's first yellow card of the tournament? I believe it might be. We may have Marty to have a look at that. Lovely stats.
I really would have had another yellow there because he usually has to do the dirty work, but kept it pretty clean throughout the World Cup. It's been an easy job sometimes for Kante.
It has.
Makes it look so easy. It's absolutely brilliant. You know, the amount of running he does in the middle and how easily he.
Left hand side. ADB in swinging corner.
Now, 3 minutes to go.
We are not looking at the comments right now, Abdul. Do not look at the comments. There's big Rom's time to shine. Ball whipped in. Oh, decent defending.
It was just about dropped in front of Lukaku, and they've got it away.
Yeah,
now.
they've got it away. Decent defending. France have been really good defensively. Really good defensively.
De Bruyne are picking the ball up from deep now. I think they've just got to chuck one of the centre backs off now quickly.
Or chuck him up front. Either or. Ball in. Nearly to Romelu Lukaku. What a pass that would have been. Romelu Lukaku just missing the flight of the ball. Again, in these situations, you don't need to be putting those balls from deep. You want to get the ball wide and cross it in. Samuel Umtiti misjudging that, actually.
Yeah.
Not the greatest there. And Zonzu with a decent defensive header.
Right off Varane.
Smashing Varane in the chest. Pogba raising the World Cup or Lingard raising the World Cup. I'm okay with that. Sanzio, I am okay with that as well. You're okay with that?
100% happy with that.
Yeah.
Although I do require Pogba scoring in the final for me to be happy.
Yeah, to be truly happy. Or doing some crazy stuff.
Just an absolute banger in the final, to shut all the media up.
That'd be great.
Come back to the Premier League, get booed at every away game. And score more bangers and
win
the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. So France sitting now with Pogba and Antoine Griezmann as two sort of strikers, dropping back to almost a 4-4-2-0. Good stuff, good tactics from France and Didier Deschamps. Got to give them credit. I'm not a fan of Didier Deschamps, but defensively, they look organised. They do look organised.
I understand why he's bought Matuidi in. I wasn't a fan of it when he first did that. And in terms of, not Matuidi himself, but in terms of the way he bought him in.
Yeah.
Why is Chadli
trekking
back in? You've struggled to get into the middle of the pitch and try and create something. Again, poor decision making from that Belgium side.
James MUFC, do you think Paint watches Danny Murphy dry? Yes, I do. Sanzio saying, I think Danny gets Paint wet. Interesting. 6 minutes of added time, apparently. That is all going down now, guys. We'll be staying with you to the end of the game.
Looks like I'm going to have to look away from the comments.
I know, yeah. Mate, I'm going to go off the comments. Turn off your comments as well. So the reactions are going to be very live now, guys. Paul Pogba nearly carrying on the counter-attack. Vincent Kompany with a volley clear. Benjamin Pavard, underrated is his performance at the World Cup. Little ball over the top.
What a ball. He's got to find Mbappe there.
No, you got to kill it. Kill the game. 6 minutes.
Not gonna kill.
Little ball inside and Zonzi into Pogba's feet. Lovely first touch. This is where
you want to see Pogs. Back into
nice. Good football. Very good football from France.
Tolisso.
Moved it very well from that right side to the left side. 6 minutes of added time. We've just gone into 90 minutes. Pogba. Strength. That is a foul. That is fantastic play there. Pogba, stay down. Cover it down a little bit.
He's been absolutely World Cup, hasn't he, Paul Pogba?
He really has. He's been fantastic. He's been again. It's the Pogba that we knew and love at Juventus. More of a counter-attacking Paul Pogba, more of a player that's looking to get on the break.
I think we've actually seen that a lot at United last season, but the problem was it was towards the end. I think from that Spurs game, it sort of just went downhill. There was just sort of this thing with Batshuayi's coming on now, which is good. There was this thing with Mourinho.
Like, why is he bringing Batshuayi on with 6 minutes of added time
There's not enough time for him to get into the game. They can't get the ball into the box either way. There's not enough creativity. I think the game's lost now for Belgium.
Yeah, it's gone. France looking to kill it.
Unless something happens here.
We'll get back into the comments after the final whistle, guys. Just keep getting your comments in. I'll go through all your questions, all your little points on the game. Man of the match, X, Y, and Z. Abdul's channel name as well. Get those suggestions in again so we can review them and then name it the right one. The
current channel name is AGTV Football. Needs changing, lads. It's in the description if you want to...
click it. Yep. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
That out for another throw-in for France. France literally killing the game. Like watching an Italian team there. KDB not getting his foot around the ball. Antoine Griezmann throwing.
France really frustrating Belgium now. Exactly what you need.
Yeah, 100%. Kylian Mbappe is like the perfect player, such a street footballer. Same with Pogba in a way.
Pogba's maybe the guy you want in that corner, innit? Bit of everything.
Kylian Mbappe with some top-class gamesmanship there. Rolls the ball round. Oh, he's pushed him. Witsel. Is he getting a book for that? Oh, he's booked Kylian Mbappe. He's not booked Witsel for the reaction.
To be fair, I like that from the ref. I thought he just did a bit too much there, Mbappe.
A little bit too much.
I think there's no need for that.
No, there is. You've just wound up their centre halves. You've just slowed the game down. Absolutely perfect.
That long though, with the ball, I'd have just kicked it away or something, not just dribbling past them.
Maybe then that's why he slowed it down. Pogba, final third. Little ball to Griezmann. Can Griezmann finish it? Shot comes in, well held by Courtois.
Clever ball there from Pogba.
It was nice, wasn't it? It was a little bit like the one to Martial in the early part of the season, where he just played that square pass and Martial whipped it into it was Stoke, whipped it into the top corner.
I'll never forget that day in Jesse's box. Brilliant day.
Shout out Jess Lingard, one absolute hero. And Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford's behind you. Still expect Marcus Rashford to come on and score in the World Cup final.
Oh, there we
counter-attacking chance.
There we go on the left now. You got Tolisso.
It's played it behind him. Comes back in. Back to Mbappe. Mbappe facing up Vincent Kompany. Great challenge. That
was very, very frustrating there from France.
I think he should have gone Pogba, not
he should have killed the game off there, 100%. If he was going to play Tolisso, I think he should have played it a bit earlier.
Yeah, and ahead of him.
Oh, look at that from Hazard. Brilliant.
Inside Antoine Griezmann. Looks to switch the ball out wide right. Kevin De Bruyne. Can he deliver? Little ball into the box. Well defended by France again. To be honest, I think Rafa Varane has been brilliant in this game. Really, really good.
There's loads of players there.
Yeah, they've been good. Kylian Mbappe again, cutting inside, little chop. The Tongan has just crunched him.
They've had enough of him.
They are sick of it. They're sick of this 19-year-old taking the absolute Michael.
You really do worry for your man Ashley Young there at the final, don't you?
Ah, man. Ashley Young's well good. He's a killer.
I think what we're seeing, obviously, when we talk about Salah playing on the right side, and obviously Ashley Young, about him,
coming in
against him and, putting him in his back pocket. I think we didn't really see Salah play as a winger in that game. Maybe obviously because Ashley Young, his experience, he didn't really allow him to. But I think when you got a direct winger running straight at you, I think Ashley Young will struggle.
I think it's not Ashley Young that's going to be struggling. It's going to be Harry Maguire that's going to be struggling.
And Harry Maguire on that
side. Maguire's going to be the one.
I think the worry for me for England's what's his name, Kyle Walker in the back three. I think he's always had that mistake in him.
He's been good now. I think on the cover he's been really, really good for me.
I think his position has not been the best.
But I think the pace in that back four with Stones and Maguire, Walker's pace has really been an asset.
Yeah, obviously in terms of clearing up stuff in the back, I think I've enjoyed watching him do.
It's got to be game set match. 94 minutes gone. Antoine Griezmann in their opposition's half. They're slowing it down. Griezmann goes for the air shot of the ball.
Professional way of killing it off, isn't it? Now?
Yeah, it's good.
Really fine.
It's Italian. It's very, very much Italian.
Killing off the game.
And I like it. I really do like it.
It's not the best for the neutral when you want to say extra time, but
we wanted extra time.
It's got to be done.
We wanted Belgium to maybe go through a big Romelu Lukaku, but Paul Pogba's France look like they're destined for the final. And that's kind of
look at that with a need pass. Look at
Pogba. It's got to play it to Tolisso, no? Good ball to Tolisso. Tolisso to kill it. Oh, decent little effort there. Little toe poke. Brilliant save by Courtois. Fantastic little chance creation there again from Paul Pogba on the counter attack.
Missing out on the assist, man.
I know, yeah. Could have got 25 assists if everyone else could bag the goals. Good effort, that. Yeah, very good save. I think that's kind of like what you want to do. The toe poke caught him out a little bit early. France getting a corner though. 95 minutes gone and 39 seconds. Another game set match. Game over, guys. GG, as they say in France. He's coming down. Witsel, Carrasco on Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe with a short corner to Paul Pogba.
Pogba now, just get that take on, stat up. Take one of them on, Megan, do something. There we go. Love it, Paul. Love it.
Nearly over. Don't do anything silly, Paul.
Don't do anything daft. You want to see in the final, Paul.
Nearly over, lads. Nearly over. The French lads are so excited, and that's that. Game, set, match. France
are in the final.
Euro final. They lost to Portugal. Can they do it in the World Cup final?
Yes, they can. Paul Pogba winner. Anything else? It's either a Jesse Lingard winner, Paul Pogba winner, Marcus Rashford winner.
That's all we want to see.
Accept anything else in that World Cup final. Can't wait for that on Sunday, though.
Yeah, very interesting. Again, this World Cup has been about one thing and one thing only: set pieces.
Yes,
wins the tournament.
Defending the set pieces and brilliant movement as well. We've seen the game against Panama where Stones comes in with those headers. that was awful defending. I think that's where you look at putting it in a dangerous area, but your defenders really want to be dealing with that. Maguire against Sweden, but today, brilliant cross. It would have been hard there for Fellaini to really deal with it and read it, and Umtiti stepped in with a brilliant header. Yeah,
I think it was Fellaini's area to deal with that. But I think the guy we've been raving about, there's been a few players that have impressed. Rafa Varane has been fantastic at centre half. I think that you got to look at someone like him for man of the match. But Blaise Matuidi, Kylian Mbappe, both carrying the ball really, really well. But Rafa Varane, I think what he did so well was deal with the threats. Again, not really, making a lot of them, but at the right time, all in the penalty area.
He's always stepping in at the right time. So much experience, obviously, with someone like Rafael Varane. Lukaku there, absolutely gutted.
Feel gutted for Lukaku. He's the leader in this side. Blaise Matuidi, though, having a great game as well. His 6 out of 6 tackles won, which was more than any other player on the pitch before his withdrawal. Again, 6 out of 6, 100% tackles completed is very, very good. And as well, the 3 interceptions. I think Blaise Matuidi will be an asset. If he misses the final, will be a big, big loss.
Yeah, 100%.
His energy's been really, really good in the tournament.
He's looking freshened up now as he was celebrating with his teammates, so hopefully it wasn't something too bad. Obviously, with the performance today, you don't want to see someone like Matuidi miss that final. You want to see the best players.
And you want to be seeing the best players on the pitch like Paul Pogba. 28 out of his 31 passes completed, some brilliant through balls, lovely switches of play. But what really impressed me about Paul Pogba today was his dirty work on Eden Hazard. 4 out of his 7 tackles won, all in that left area. That was, the right area. That was the key area for France. They were defending, of course, Pavard. It allowed Kylian Mbappe to play high up the pitch. And Kylian Mbappe, we know his talents. We know of what he can do in the final third. But today, fantastic. Again, 7 out of 15 dribbles. 15 dribbles. That is so many times you're looking to take people on, completing them everywhere. But more importantly, he's creating the chances when he gets into there. Arguably, should have had, he created 3 big chances. 1 for Pavard, 1 for Giroud, 1 for Antoine Griezmann. You want to see those put away, but again, 6 passes in that penalty area.
Finding his such a threat up there for someone at that age to be doing this on the stage.
It's madness, brilliant. Absolute madness from Kylian Mbappe. And I think that's if France want to go and win the tournament. That's what they're going to have to do is supply Kylian Mbappe in that final third. Guys, thanks for getting into the comments today. Of course, beautiful, beautiful stuff from everyone in there as well. Got another video coming out today about how England can beat Croatia, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But this has been Statman Dave. This has been Abdul. AGTV Football, who's going to change his channel based on what you guys have put into the comments today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you guys are new. I've been Statman Dave. This guy's been Abdul. See you guys later.
Bye.